exercise for fools like me in this room who fled too soon. I can already hear the
okay. About to switch it up a little for you. Whoa. This that Philly Vice, ayy. About to bring it ice, ayy. They ain't talking nice, ayy. Cut them out your life, ayy. No more wasted time, ayy. You ain't finna fight, ayy. Should be focused on the commas, not a swollen eye, ayy. Like a metaphor, shit ain't got no likes, ayy. Need a shrink, well I hit you with a psych, ayy. Beats go hard, about to hit you in your psych, ayy. Show you ugly, cause yeah, this that Philly Vice, ayy.
Something's gone wrong, maybe something's gone right. Maybe I'm too far gone, maybe I'm just fine. Let's see how it goes. Oh yeah, I'll get back. Oh yeah, I'll get back. Oh yeah, I'll get back. Oh yeah, hey. Oh yeah, I'll get back. Oh yeah, I'll get back. Oh yeah, hey. Words gone, still for a short time, yeah. Drinks on the house, so you know why not. Getting lost in the rhythm, the room lights up. This should be going all night, yeah. And it's only getting better. Now the squad all here together. Wolvers out, we're starting trends. We could do this shit forever, yeah. This ain't no wax and feathers, so we can't stand the endless. But that's only if we let it, if we let it, if we let it. Something's gone wrong, maybe something's gone right. Maybe I'm too far gone, maybe I'm just fine. Let's see how it goes. Oh yeah, I'll get back. Oh yeah, I'll get back. Oh yeah, I'll get back. Oh yeah, hey. Oh yeah, I'll get back. Oh yeah, I'll get back. Oh yeah, hey.
I don't ever wanna stop, I just want another shot. Maybe if there's a kicks a cat, rolling and they're screaming, oh my god, you seeing how I wow, that I got the shit on lock. This ain't just a bunch of talk, I be ballin' on the spot.
Something's gone wrong, maybe something's gone right. Maybe I'm too far gone, maybe I'm just fine. Let's see how it goes. Oh yeah, I'll get back. Oh yeah, I'll get back. Oh yeah, I'll get back. Oh yeah, hey. Oh yeah, I'll get back. Oh yeah, I'll get back. Oh yeah, hey. Anytime I could just wake up and go face the music anytime. I'm a performer, so I'm used to all the pantomime now. Whoa. Just wanna chop the damn alarm and watch it go bye-bye. Goodbye. And watch it fly away. Watch it fly away now. Night turns into day. I wish it would stay now. Blurring all the days. Feel like such a waste now. Could watch it from the grave. Be the next little Wayne. Maybe somehow on a good day, yeah.
On a good day, on a good day. Watch your snap, get a laugh, get a snack, yeah. A new flag showing up in my chats, yeah. Anything I can do to distract, yeah. Am I sad? Am I mad? Just so trapped, yeah. Just go take it up, they finna be the death of me. I was bodying every living thing, but just the demons weep. I could be the next McMillie chasing all my wildest dreams, but every time I go to eat,
Watch it fly away, watch it fly away. Now night turns into day, I wish it was day now, blurring all the days, feel like such a waste now, could watch it from the grave, be the next little Wayne, maybe somehow on a good day, wake up like deja vu. Wake up, you've been out for a while now. Wake up, I don't even know who you are. Wake up, where the hell I put my keys. Wake up, on the table in the mess hall. Wake up, hear a familiar voice, but what that feels, something gone horribly wrong. Cause I've never been this tall before. This is not my old wardrobe, and I know for a fact this is not how the back of my hand's supposed to look, bro. I remember everything plus more, my memories and others. Hard pressed to find that anyone else even noticed. I've turned into what I hate the most. Well, this time I'll do it right. But was it even something I was living? I swear what came before was not a dream. You ever wake up and you're the villain? Well, this time I'll do it right. Am I him or me? Well, a bit of both. I can feel it in my genetic code. They say I'm acting weird today, and maybe I should pay a little visit to medical. They say that monster did a number on me. It's even weirder hearing it from the homies. I know for a fact you were there too, but I won't argue. I'ma just do what you told me. I just wanna wake up in my own room. I know where my legs are. Yo, this better be a dreamer than a dream. But the more time passes, the more I'm shaking. I don't think I'm waking. We got a mission now, an omniverse is feeling. Lucky y'all still remember the protocol. Some things don't change till I know it all. I've turned into what I hate the most. Well, this time I'll do it right. But was it even something I was living? I swear what came before was not a dream. You ever wake up and you're the villain? Well, this time I'll do it right. But was it even something I was living? I swear what came before was not a dream. You ever wake up and you're the villain? Well, this time I'll do it right. But was it even something I was living? I swear what came before was not a dream. You ever wake up and you're the villain? So see you next time. So see you next time. So see you.
You can't say that Club Doom doesn't make beautiful music. If you do, you can probably just get out of the comments right now. Oh. All right. How's everyone doing tonight? I hope everyone's doing good. Oh my goodness. I had a long day. I had a long last couple of days. I got a long next couple of days too. You know. I'm not quite sure if I'll be working 6 days a week every single week. I'll be fine with that, honestly. Make a lot of money. You know. Excuse me. I still got things I gotta pay for. And as long as my shifts are only 8 hours a day, I don't really mind. My job is like, they're like, if you want to get extra work in, technically, since you're not like full time, you're kind of just like as we need you, for now, until you're out of training, until you're there. We really don't care how much you work. So, you know, if I can work extra days, I probably will. But how's everyone doing? I hope everyone's having a good... Was it Friday? Yeah, Friday. Have a good Friday, chat. I hope you're having a good one. I'm having a good one. Stack the bread. Well, I mean, I do have, like, things I want to pay for. And I want to be able to pay for those debts without having to rely on YouTube. And this new job is going to more comfortably allow me to do so. Honestly, I want to make YouTube, like, just like a savings and retirement kind of, like, thing. Happy Femboy Friday. It's not Femboy Friday. It's Findom Friday. Thank you very much. But yes, a happy Friday, everyone. Or Fin Friday, as I might just call it for YouTube, because I don't know if YouTube likes. I don't know if YouTube likes that. Here, let me make sure I change it. Fin Friday. There we go. Today hit 100, feels 120. I'm sorry. It's been hot near me too, but it's August, and you guys know that once August turns into September, for some people it's going to start cooling down very quickly. For me, it's still hot, but like the weather is changing in the afternoon, and it's like cooling down like relatively quickly. Now, it is going to be hot, basically. I'm going to say the rest of the month is going to be hot. But, again, once we get into, you know, August, or excuse me, not August, the end of August, September, October. You know, once October hits, I think for a lot of people, it's just going to massively go down in the temperature. You know, I think a lot of people will, I think it'll cool down for a lot of people. And I'm excited about that, you know. Anyway. I saw that Candace Owens had her legendary, calling it legendary is not really a fair thing, you know. Before, I'll wait for this to go through. Is it not gonna go through? It like made noise, or at least I thought it made noise. Here, I'll read it. Got done watching Kirsch cover the now dead fake resigned Professor Jason Arde. How in God's name did anyone take him seriously? Hope you had a good day. I had a good day, yes. Why did it not go through? You must have said something that the thing didn't want to say. I have no idea. Or the thing is just broken. Let me see. Okay, Stream Elements is messing around. This has been happening more and more. I apologize about that. Let me reset the thing. Maybe can I test it? We're not going to test it. If it doesn't read, I will read it out loud myself. Thank you for the 10. I appreciate that. It's been hard on me. I'm sorry to hear that. Does it mean that Bao is grifting without using... Does it mean Bao is grifting without removing VTuber from the bio? I don't know what you mean by that. In my personal opinion, I don't know if you really could call Bao a grifter. I think you could say that Bao is definitely like running around chasing a trend, you know? And whenever somebody runs around trying to trace trends, and it's kind of like annoying, that's where kind of like the problem will be. You know? You know. What's funny is I saw a lot of people on Twitter, not really a lot. I saw a vocal minority of people on Twitter that were like, "Oh my gosh, why are people getting upset at Bao?" All right, let's see if this one goes through.
Obviously,
there it goes. Okay, Internet Zen Master. I don't know what you did, but
one of the worst things about living in the South is it will start hitting the 70s in December.
Yeah, no, yeah. I remember when I lived in Texas, and it's just like, well, I mean, like, I did live in Texas when we had that freeze, or one of the two freezes, and it got down negative. And then that destroyed infrastructure for a couple of days because nobody is prepared for that, which is funny. Because Texas is like the one state where it's just like, what we ball. But we ball also just means we didn't prepare to ball, basically. So. Oh, goodness gracious. Anyway, getting back to the original point I was saying. So there was a Candace Owens debate. I knew this was coming up, but I didn't know how serious it was going to be. I didn't know how big of a deal it was going to be, and I didn't really expect a whole lot. I also didn't really know anything about the guy that she was debating. And I still really don't know a whole lot about this Andrew Wilson guy. Apparently, he is kind of like a grifter too, allegedly. Some people are telling me that he is like not that much better, and that he is just kind of like also kind of like Candace Owens. I don't know how true that is. People can correct me. As somebody who's not as directly involved in politics as a lot of other people, I'll tell you right now that when I listened to the debate, no, getting it out there right now, while I was at work today, I listened to, I want to say, 65 to 80% of the debate. I definitely missed some of the beginning portions of it. That doesn't matter to me. I thought it was fine. And so because of that, I was not sure what to expect. Sold my Ranger. I'm sorry to hear that, Sparky. And Andrew Wilson is not a grifter since he's sincere in his views, I think. Okay. He's probably worse. Yeah, I have no idea. I'm going to be honest with you. All I know is that some people on Twitter are saying that he is just as bad or like worse or whatever. But, I will tell you that, no matter what, I think he debated way better than she did. Like, he actually had sources that he brought up, and he was like asking direct questions. And Candace is like, "Oh, you're clip chimping me. You're clip chimping me. Oh, you're cutting me off. Oh, you're not letting me have my own thoughts." And I'm just like, did this woman go to the Hassan Piker School of Debate? Because like she couldn't rebut a single thing. Not only did she not not only did she not debunk anything that he like that he threw out there, she refused to answer on anything. And it's probably because she doesn't want to get sued. Some of the stuff like Oh, Autumn.
Autumn fan just bought you weekly gift.
Thank you, Autumn.
Tilda sent via throne.com.
I appreciate that. She sucks? Yes. Thank you, Autumn. I appreciate that. Chad, now you're catching me off guard here. Refute is a better way of saying it. She wasn't really good at refuting some of the stuff he said. She won the debate. He didn't press hard enough. I don't know. I thought he pushed pretty hard, and I think he only gave up when he realized that she was just going to keep going around in circles. I mean, like, at what point is it just like, are you in a stalemate because the other party is just gonna keep going? At what point are you like, I gotta kind of just like let things move on because the other side is just like going in circles? You know, at that point, you kind of just hope that the people that are smart will recognize that the partner that you're debating with is just going in circles and refusing to actually like engage with you. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. There were points where Candace did kind of engage. And listen, we're going to watch. I'm going to tell you right now, we're not watching the entire thing. It's a 3-hour debate. I got 3 hours to stream tonight, and we got to do the rest of, or as much as the EDP doc as we can. Oh, excuse me. Can we get a Vimo in chat tonight? Vimo. But oh, thank you.
So okay, so keep.
I don't know why it didn't work last time, but thank you.
She just gave me $20, so obviously I agree with everything she. No,
Amusingly, apparently Andrew Wilson gave Nux Taku a shout-out on Twitter a few days before debating Candace. Which, given Nux has roasted Candace, Jews made dinosaurs Owens before, Nux was probably laughing his butt off today.
Interesting. That's really interesting. Vimo, yes. Anyway, I don't want to like just belabor the point any further. Here's what I will say. I don't want to gild the lily on this. I'll let you guys kind of decide who you think is doing a better job on this debate than others. They had Patrick Bet Davis, who is another pretty big podcaster in the scene. Pretty like controversial. I think the closest thing you can say is that he got into trouble. He got into trouble recently with CoffeeZilla because CoffeeZilla had exposed that he like took on some sponsors that scammed people. But outside of that, Patrick Bet Davis is a mostly non-controversial individual, and he was kind of like the moderator for this debate, and it was a pretty good debate.
Wait,
you know, pretty good for people that want content. Thank you for 19 months. Back to Eeps. Oh, come on, Magma. You know, Magma, you want to be part of this. This is amazing. YouTube removed a meme video of Momori saying the words, so I never heard the video, only saw a GIF. I don't know what you mean by that. Anyway. I'm already biased against Candace. That's fair. Listen, I will tell you right now, so am I. I'm not a real big fan of Candace myself. So, you know, I already, like, when I was listening to this, I already kind of, like, was sitting there. And there were points where I was like, she's kind of making a point. But by the other token, it's just like, come on now. I don't know. I want to not be sick. Yes, or don't get sick, Magma. Thank you, Baracho.
from MommaOcco.
Nobody wins in an internet debate.
You're wrong. The people that win are the audience. The audience wins. That's the absolute truth. That's the absolute truth, my man. But technically, you are correct. Before we get to that, though, I had like one or two little things I wanted to bring up really quickly that I thought was really funny. Didn't get to really bring up some of this yesterday, and I will talk about some of it tomorrow. Oh, excuse me. Oh, really quickly though, I did want to point out: have you guys watched the new video that went up on the channel? Because I have a new video that went up on main channel, and it's doing pretty well. I'm very happy about it. Oh, I forgot that I have the Mizu Yip in the corner. Mizu's not coming on until after this. He said he doesn't want to be part of the Candace Owens autism, and I was like, okay, that's fair. But Mizu said he might show up later. But anyway, I have a new video. It's a stream clip of the bow. It's a stream clip of the bow stuff, and it's doing pretty good. It's doing pretty good. You should watch it if you haven't done so already. I have a new editor. Okay, I have a new editor, and the new editor I thought did a pretty good job.
The audience especially wins when Jim is involved in a debate.
I agree. Whenever Daddy Jim is involved in a debate, it is a good thing. But yeah, so I have a new editor. He also edits for Celestium. He also edits for a couple other people as well. And I was like, hey, do you have enough work? And he's like, I think I can do this. And I'm like, okay. So he made this one for me. And moving forward, we'll do more. We'll do more because I think he did a pretty good job, you know? And so And so I liked it. Watch the video. It's mostly just like a cut up of my bow segment from the other week, and she's hot topic right now. So why not? Why would I watch a stream clip? I was there when it was written. I mean, that's fair. That's fair. It definitely broke outside of the subscribers, which is always what you want. Whenever something gets out of the main subscriber base and jumps into other people commenting on it, that's always good. And you know, that's kind of what you want to, if you want to grow an audience, is to try and attract new viewers through your videos, which is great. You know, what is this song called? Hold on. It's called "City of the Dead" by Carl Casey. It's a good song, by the way. Thank you for reminding me, though. I need to turn it down just a tiny bit. There we go. Anyway, go watch the video after the stream is over, or tomorrow, if you haven't already. I thought it was pretty good. Anyway, one other thing I wanted to bring up, chat. Two other things. This is one of them. Oops. Shoot. What did I do? Oh, that's what I did. I don't know why that button did that. Okay. There we go. Chat, Warner Brothers has officially confirmed that Hogwarts Legacy 2 is coming out. Okay? Hogwarts Legacy 2 is confirmed. It is in active development. And all I'm going to say about this is if you guys would like some funnies, click on that link and view the quotes. Just view the quotes. All right? Because some of the quotes... Oh, that was... I'm kind of surprised I saw that there. Some of the quotes in this are fantastic. Some of them are really funny. Some of the replies in this are really funny too. You know? So, yeah, a lot of people are molding. A lot of people are malding and whining and bitching and moaning about the fact that there's a new Hogwarts Legacy. And it's going to be a day one for me, chat. It's going to be day one. 100% for sure. The only other thing I want to talk about, we talked about this on Under the Tea last night. And it was kind of teased Wednesday night. For those that don't know, Rima Evanstar, I guess, copied somebody, like parts of somebody's script for a video on another VTuber. And apparently, I was told through the grapevine, because I don't actively have time to watch all these people talk about their own shit. Apparently, she responded to it, admitted to it, and apologized to it. I asked for a clip. I didn't get one in time, so I'll take my casual viewer that watches both myself and Rima. I'll take them for their word. But apparently, Rima was like, "Yeah, I did it. I'm sorry for doing it. I won't do it again." If that's the case, good. I still don't know how you allow that kind of thing to happen, where you just, you know, copy somebody's work. I didn't really get a lot of context for it. I probably could have asked for more of it, but it was just like, you're telling me they basically admitted to it, and they're like, "Yep, they did." I'm like, okay, cool. And if she's saying sorry and that she'll do better, cool, whatever. But yeah, it was. I just felt like it was interesting to like point that out, because she apparently talked about it today. And again, I was too busy being employed, listening to other things that were important, like this fucking Candace Owens debate, in order to really listen to what she had to say. Yeah, I just figured that was a good thing to point out. You know, I'm fair whenever somebody apologizes and says that they'll do better. I'll just point it out. It's up to you to decide whether or not you agree, or whether or not you believe they'll actually do it. But I'm fair, all right? Apparently she apologized. And is walking on from it. So, you know, we'll say good. We'll say good. She'll act like nothing happened. I don't care. Like, at this point, listen, chat. You all know my thoughts. You all know Mizu's thoughts. Mizu walked on. He said this is kind of like my tism. I think it's just like fun. I mean, drama is my tism, so technically yes. Oh,
From
excuse me.
MommaOcco.
Thank you for the 5.
Howdy, Occo. Hope you're having a good day.
Howdy. I am having a good day. I hope you're having a good day, Alpha. Like, my whole thing is just, like, I knew after the drama that Rima got herself in last year that, and here's the funny thing. The longer time has gone on with people that are dumb that I call out and then they get mad that I call them out, it's just like, it ages so oddly, it feels like sometimes, you know? Rima, great example of somebody who just keeps falling on her face and falling on her face, and it's just like, Rima, you need to stop, you need to course correct. Apologizing is a good thing in my personal opinion when you actually do something stupid. I guess time will tell if you know, it's a serious thing or not, you know? But anyway, hey, glad that she said sorry and that she's choosing to walk on and do better, I guess. Comparing Rima to Otterly Noah, I am unfamiliar. Oh, excuse me. Age is like wine. Yeah. Unironically, every person that, like, it's kind of sad, because sometimes I don't like, there's some people where I'm just like, you know, I wish that you wouldn't, like, get yourself into trouble, because I kind of like you, and I kind of vibe with you. Good example of this. You guys know, there's a VTuber called Nocto. I guess I should say. He deleted his Twitter account. I don't know if anything else was deleted. And he got canceled. I don't really even know what he got canceled for. Like, I'm trying to find out. Allegedly, he was trying to shout out Christian VTubers that are transphobic. And I don't care. But, like, the problem, if you're curious, like, what the problem is, because you're like, well, what's the problem with that? The problem is Naito was also friends with a lot of paused individuals, and I really mean paused individuals. All right, the whole friend group that he was like in a VTuber group with, people that sponsored him that he was friends with, a whole bunch of people he was friends with. Naito is friends with a lot of very paused people, and even defended some of those paused people on occasion. Alara is a good example. And so when people found out that he supported Scarlet Bell, who is a detransitioner, who people have told me that Scarlet Bell's kind of crazy, and I know nothing about her. That's just what people told me. I don't really feel like that's fair for people to tell me when I don't know anything about her. And again, all I know is that she's a detransitioner. But like, people are basically getting upset that he is calling in support of her for some reason. Excuse me. And now, because of that, he's gotten unpersoned from basically 95% of the communities that he was a part of. And I say 95% because he had his feelers, he had his hands in some more right-leaning spaces, because he's also a Christian. Believe it or not, the guy's also a Christian. And so he's friends with some more Christian VTubers. And I think Celestia might be one of them. And and so, like, 95% of the people that, like, supported him are just, like, gone. They've, like, said, go away, we don't want you anymore. And he just deleted his account. Now, if you're curious, like, why, like, I was kind of bothered by it, it is because about a month ago, I made a tweet because Alara complained about something, and I was like, well, Alara, this is your own petard. And then he came out in defense of Alara, and I was like, dude, Alara will literally cancel anybody for any reason, and you could be next. Now, to be fair, I haven't seen Alara come out and denounce him. Chances are it could happen because Alara and him were also really good friends. But all I'm gonna say is like, Naito, I tried to warn Naito, because it's just like, you made your bed with snakes and vermin, and you are surprised that the snakes and vermin bite when you don't treat them like as the queens or kings that they believe themselves to be. And so, like, and I don't hate the guy. I definitely don't hate the guy. I feel bad for what happened because I don't think he deserves it. You shouldn't get canceled for wanting to support another person or just saying, hey, don't go after this person. But, like, these are the people you made your bed with, you know? And I feel, I feel, like, kind of sad that he has to learn it this way, because I don't think it's, I would have hoped and prayed that my words would have, like, swayed him and just convinced him. It's just like, listen, there are some real assholes on the internet. You should really stay away from these people. You'll have to wait till Sunday for her to throw him under the bus. Fair. I mean, that's fair. That's fair. I'm sure that you know what's funny is I have fans. I have fans that like casually watch Alara, and I'm like, why? And they're like, I don't know why, but I do. So like, I'll have to wait for my casual fans that also watch Alara to tell me what if she says anything. Do you know how to not get exiled by these groups? Don't be a part of them. No, and that's what I tried to explain. It's like you don't like, and that's crazy to say. It's like, oh, don't do cancel. And I don't think it's cancel culture to say you shouldn't be in these groups. You shouldn't be friends with these people. You should not want to have anything to do with them. Because guess what? If you do, eventually they will fuck with you. And eventually they will hate you. And eventually they're just going to be upset with you. And so you can't like put like your dirt in the soil with any of them because they will all do it to you. It's really unfortunate because like, and I'm kind of speaking from experience because there were some people that I had put roots in the dirt with. Now some of them were nicer than others when they decided to walk away from like online kinship with me. But it's just like when I tell you, hey, don't put your seeds or don't like put your eggs next to bad people. You should listen to me because I could see the train wreck coming from miles away. And that's like my main criticism is he didn't listen. And guess what? This is what happened. So now I will say I extend love and understanding to the guy, you know, if he wants to talk about it. And if he chooses not to be gone from VTubing forever, you know, I'll support the guy. But I do think he needs to understand that, like, don't make your bed next to horrible people, you know? Fast food VTuber, it's bad for you, but drama tastes good. I don't know what you mean by that. Drama is amazing. All drama is like gourmet food to me. Ugh. Anyway, that's really the only couple things I wanted to talk about. There was this one other thing where there are a bunch of e-thoughts from OnlyFans that are trying to do the goth girl thing. Tectone's former girlfriend, and even though it's Tectone, that's like the only thing. That's all I'm going to call her because that's all she really deserves to be. But Tectone's former girlfriend is kind of like in the middle of that. But like, there's a whole bunch of female OnlyFans creators that are trying to be goth girls. And there, listen, I want your opinion, guys. Are any of these people real goth girls? Are any of these people goth to you? Do you think that they, oh, dude, I'm telling you right now, this far right one definitely looks goth to me. Holy shit, look at that face. Holy shit, that's amazing. But it's just like, do any of these girls look like, quote unquote, real goth GFs? The answer is no. These are all posers, all right? None of them are real. They are all OnlyFans e-whores, and because of that, we do not like them. And Tectone's girlfriend is one of them. They're all grifting? Yes. They are all grifting. The tweet that I got this from says that none of these girls have tattoos or piercings or half-shaven eyebrows, and it's because they're all basically they're all like posers, you know. It's like it reminds me of when Chris Chan learned about juggalos and how there are posers of juggalos that don't like imbibe the whole juggalo lifestyle. And they're like fakes, and that's basically what all these girls are. They're like fake juggalos, basically, because you know they might put on some of the makeup and they might try to live the lifestyle, but they don't actually live the lifestyle, you know. And it's kind of, I don't know, it's just kind of funny to me. Just kind of funny to me. All right, chatter asked for it. I mean, you guys want to see it definitely as much as I do. This is Candace Owens debate. Now, for my friends that want to commentate on this with me, they are more than welcome to. Excuse me. My apologies if you heard that. Here's what I will say about this debate. It's very autistic. All right? It is very autistic. I really like if you want to know what my expectations for this were, I really don't know, because in the grand scheme of things, the debate is thank you Catellis for 10. I appreciate that.
C_V_Catellis 16 tip $10. Thank you.
Thank you.
Speaking of e-whores, can you please pray for a tuber I used to follow? She joined a LewTuber agency a while ago.
I don't know who specifically you're talking about, but I hope that she gets better from her whore-itis, I guess you could say. I don't know. We can hold a host prayer, I guess. I'll be in once I hobble the store and get 6. Vixie. I have no idea who that is. Hold on. Vixie. Roy. An and VTuber agency creating odd. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, man, if she's doing that ASMR content, you're kind of... I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I don't know what to tell you. That's really rough. I'm sorry.
My tattoo artist and his associates are all goth, and they hate those women because people thinking all goths do OF have been flooding their DMs.
I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, that's really sad. That's disgusting. I'm sorry to hear that. But yeah, I'm sorry that your one VTuber that you liked went down that path. And listen, here's what I'm gonna say again. I don't mind if people do like lewd content. You know, again, it'd be kind of hypocritical for me to say that. I think that if you're cringe about it, though, that's where the problem starts. And it's hard for me to explain what cringe is because you kind of just know when people are kind of cringe about it. You know. And I kind of just look at some of these ASMRists. I kind of look at I kind of look at just some of these lewd content creators, and it's just like you kind of cringe, man. All right, you can do lewd content, but don't be cringe about it, and you can just kind of tell when somebody's being cringe about it. I don't know. Maybe there's a better way to explain it, but like I am kind of tired right now, and that's not like what I've zeroed in on. Ask Jake Monroe. I heard that he talked about the goth stuff, but I'm not going to talk about it tonight because I said I'd give like an hour or so to this, and I haven't touched it at all, and we're 30 minutes into the stream here. So let's get started here. Again, any of my friends can jump into this in any way, shape, or form if they would like to. We are not going to watch the entire thing. Again, we are only going to watch sections of it. There's Patrick Pet David. Again, he is going to be the main moderator for this. And we are just going to start. And when I feel bored and I want to skip to, like, jump ahead, we will. Now, there are, like, a bunch of points where they go on ad breaks. And so we'll, if we jump in during an ad break, we'll obviously skip forward to that as well. And, yeah, the goal is to just... my goal is to find some funny clips for you guys because, again, Candace Owens is a train wreck. Anything that Candace Owens does is a train wreck. And anytime that I get to share that train wreck with you guys is fantastic. I do gotta say, before we even begin, I think Patrick Bet David's face, like, listen, this face right here, this is how I'm feeling right now. I'm just like, oh. Do you think that he, like, sat down and said to himself, I can't believe I'm actually, like, hosting this as a debate? Like, legitimately, it's just like, oh, I can't believe I have to host this debate between these two people. I don't know what voice I'm trying to do right now. I know he's got like a Brooklyn accent. But like, he's sitting down thinking to himself, I can't believe I have to sit here and moderate a woman that doesn't know how to moderate herself. And Andrew, again, I don't know much about Andrew Wilson, so I can't like say anything about him, you know?
VTuber with a
Thank you.
/octopus mommy MILF avatar.
Context for the debate. Kano is the main propagator for the conspiracy that Kirk was killed by feds, Israel, the French, his own wife. Andrew here is simply asking the question, proof? Cue debate.
Yes, pretty much. I mean, like, yeah, that's very much so worth putting out there. Because, like, from day one, Candace was one of the first people to say, I feel that there is smoke in the air. And I can understand why some people would think that there's smoke in the air. You know, whenever there's an assassination, everybody wants to turn over everything and make sure that everything feels normal. Thank you for the 10. Appreciate that.
What up, my squigga? How was your weekend? What are the oranges for? Attracting Doros apparently. I'm not bisexual and small hat enough for that debate.
Oh, fair enough. I appreciate that. Thank you. But yeah, so Candace Owens was like the main propagator for that drama and for those conspiracies. And she is pretty much the only one that propagates the theory and the conspiracy that Charlie Kirk was killed by feds, the Jews, and for some reason, the French, and his wife had something to do with it. Like, all of that fits in there. And when you ask her why, what the proof is, her proof is, I'm not going to tell you. Why am I not going to tell you? Because I don't reveal my sources. And if you say that you don't trust her sources, she's going to be like, well, I don't care if you don't trust my sources because I've vetted my sources and I feel like my audience trusts them because of the rapport. That's literally what she says. Literally what she says. She's also gone on record to say that she's had dreams about this as well. Now, I am a spiritual man. Somewhat. My mom was way more spiritual than me, though. I know that you can have spiritual experiences. I believe that people have spiritual experiences or experiences with the universe, whatever you want to call it. You can have those experiences. You can't say that you don't because I believe that you can. Here's the problem I have, though. It's Candace Owens. And inherently, I have trouble believing anything that Candace Owens says because it's Candace Owens. So I just inherently have issues with her. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's basically the context. Is she's the big one propagating this theory that TPUSA sucks now, and I've heard from non-biased people that TPUSA is kind of going down the toilet. Not really in that deep political sphere, so I couldn't say yay or nay. But like, excuse me. But like, you know, yeah. But yeah, yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that.
That's a big dude.
I never paid much attention to Candace Owens, so when I watched the debate, it felt like I was listening to the pinnacle example of a delusional woman who believes she's an authority on a topic.
No, I agree. I will also say this as well. It is worth noting. It is worth noting and remembering. Candace Owens was like good friends with Charlie Kirk. Excuse me. To the point where I think she loved him. And when you have a woman that is in love with a guy that marries another woman, and then he dies, I think that this is a cope, partially. Not going to say that like as an entirety, but I do think it is partially a cope. And so because of that, in my personal opinion, it kind of builds onto part of the inherent bias that I kind of have that I feel like she has. So with all that out of the way, we're gonna get like Patrick Bet Davis and sit down and actually start listening to this here. I am gonna put it on 1.25 and we will see if that is way too fast.
Are we live? Okay, so we're officially live. Candace, Andrew, you know, good to sit down at $1,000. And for the audience watching this, you have to know. By
the way, when I was listening to this, I didn't actually know that they were all sitting together. This is a pretty cool setup. I didn't actually think that they would meet in person. In my head, I was like, these people would want to claw each other to death, but it's kind of neat that they meet in person like this. I just noticed, by the way, is this a picture of Candace Owens by the border? I don't understand the significance of that photo, but what the fuck? Why is Candace Owens posing in front of the southern border wall with another guy? What is the significance? Is that her husband? I know she's married to a white guy. I know he's got his black queen here. But is that her husband and her at the border wall? Why do they take a picture at the border wall and then hang it in this office? That's so funny. Reminder that Owens was the head of Social Autopsy. Yes.
When you see this final product, there's a lot of stuff that happens behind closed doors. There was still communication till midnight. Even some of the stuff this morning, it's like you're trying to sell a company. It's the last 24 hours that the deal doesn't work out.
All right, Patrick Bet Davis, shut up and just let them start talking.
But you said your position was he's a patsy. Tyler Robinson is a killed. Got prompted is Andrew, you said there's overwhelming evidence that Tyler Robinson shot and killed Charlie Kirk. And Candace, your position was he's a patsy. Tyler Robinson is a patsy. So, of course, we'll talk about a lot of different things. But
that is like the main contending points, is the guy that ended the life of Charlie Kirk, which, by the way, a year anniversary next month. Isn't it? Listen, it is insane to me that this woman has been going on this for almost an entire year. Almost an entire year of Charlie Kirk's assassination. It's been almost a year. Can you believe that?
Okay.
I can't.
Patrick Bet Davis's face is the man who was regretting his life choices right now. As for Candace, successfully colonized by a British lord. Somehow.
Yeah, exactly. She somehow got colonized. Yeah, so that's like the contending point, is she believes that the guy who shot Charlie Kirk is a patsy. And Andrew's opinion is there's overwhelming evidence to the contrary. Now, as somebody who hasn't 100% followed the Charlie Kirk case, I can't really comment either to either or. My personal opinion, without as much information as probably the next guy, is I do think that the guy did it. Could there have been some sort of intervention by other forces? Obviously, there always can be. I just have not seen sufficient evidence, in my personal opinion, to prove that there is. I have not seen sufficient or overwhelming evidence to prove that to me that this kid acted with other individuals. At the current moment, I don't believe that, but it could always change. That could always change. But right now, I still think that the guy did it, in my personal opinion. So
that's kind of how the whole thing got started. For the audience watching, I think this is truly for three different people. Number one is anybody out there that loves Charlie, respects Charlie, his legacy, what he did.
Thank you.
We have a lot of love and admiration for what he did. He changed the lives of many people. You guys,
we're going to skip past this.
Hey, this show, more we're able to deliver these types of 90. Both have agreed any point. If somebody makes it is a very fair conversation.
Thank you.
It's a lost cause.
And jump to the point where they start talking.
And has orbiters and white knights to fight for her too. It's insane how much reach she has with this.
Yeah, it is kind of crazy. Now, I will say, woman has gotten that bag so insane. When I started watching it, she had almost 300,000 people watching her live. And I sat there and I was like, I don't even think that Asmongold gets that many people. And she gets hundreds upon hundreds of dollars every single stream. Not knocking. Again, woman's gotten her bag for sure, you know. But like, this woman has a lot of overwhelming support that no other content creator on the platform. I have not seen any other content creator on this platform get it. And it's probably why YouTube lets her stick around. I'm sure that like not a lot of people really enjoy her. But I think YouTube just lets her stick around because she makes them a lot of money. She makes YouTube shit tons of money. Like, if you think she gets millions of views on her podcasts that go live,
MommaOcco.
She
Reminder
makes them
that
a lot
even
of money.
Alex Jones has backed away from the Tyler is a patsy theory. That is how out there Candace,
Thank you.
race, gender swapped Hassan Owens is.
I agree with the race swap, gender swap, as Candace Owens says on Piker. Also, Grugard, thank you for the 2. Andrew VA, mouthy black woman. Let's go.
Thank you, user, for the
Thank
follow.
you for the follow. Look at Patrick's dominant male spread. Yes, well, Patrick Bet Davis is a very dominant man. All right, he's in the stock market, chat, and he does investments, and he talks about investing. I don't actually listen to him, even though I'm slowly looking into investing myself. But like, I know that he's a very dominant man. Very dominant man. It's a weird thing to say. Not gay, I promise. Anyway, I lost my point. Thank you, chat. Thank you.
Evidence that Tyler Robinson
I just find it very
All right,
convincing.
we're gonna start here.
Comments.
Sure. And what I mean by overwhelming is I just find it very convincing. That's I think that's what most people mean when they say overwhelming evidence. So I have a brief opening statement. On September 10th, 2025, Charlie Kirk was murdered. Many of you already know a lot about the events which occurred after Kirk's death. You remember the ghoulish laughter, celebrations, and madness we saw from leftists all over, from TikTok invasions, debates, posts on social media, destruction of memorials, and things like this. Within weeks of Kirk's death, a cottage industry began to form, peddling various alternative theories,
which was mostly started by Candace Owens,
on how he died, what special interest may have killed him, what nations were involved, And was our own government one of them? Because this was the first nationwide traumatic event in Gen Z's lifetime, the demand for answers was severe and palpable. The leading...
I do kind of agree with that. Because, like, if you think about it, the last time we had an assassination, like an American political assassination, was it really, like... Was it really that long? It's been a long time. And this is the first... Because, like, there were attempts on Trump's life multiple times in the last couple of years. All abhorrent and disgusting, in my personal opinion. And there's always been political violence that's happened recently. Are we not counting Luigi Mangione? We can count Luigi, although I don't think a lot of people put it on the same level because it wasn't like political figures. It was like CEOs. And some people, what's funny is I think some people are more rooting for Luigi on both sides of the spectrum because they hate CEOs. But regardless of the fact, this was one of the first times that an assassination attempt happened that kind of like really resided with people, because Charlie Kirk wasn't some CEO that nobody knew the faces of or cared about. Charlie Kirk was Charlie Kirk. Everybody on the left, right, and center knew who his name was. Even I, who wasn't really that involved in politics, I knew who Charlie Kirk was, mostly because people trolled him, and I listened to Jim talk about the trolling that happened. But like everybody knew who Charlie Kirk was, and that's why it was so fucking impactful. And I do agree that it literally changed the world. Because it allowed everybody to turn their eyes and have an opinion on it. You know, I mean, I even had an opinion on it. It kind of changed me. I kind of look back on that video and I kind of feel like it's cringe, because I was speaking with a lot of emotion, but like that's neither here nor there. Anyway, let's continue.
Theory from the conspiracy verse is that Israel worked with the United States government to murder Charlie Kirk. Within a day or two of Kirk's death, Ian Carroll claimed that Israel killed Charlie Kirk, and the conspiracy caught on like wildfire. This theory was built on one misleading piece of evidence.
Now, you want to know what's funny about this, by the way? Despite the fact that this is like a conspiracy theory that Candace Owens has peddled and has been picked up by some other individuals, the government doesn't really acknowledge it or care about it. And outside of like the couple of times that Erica Kirk, Charlie Kirk's wife, has like mentioned it, they ignore Candace Owens. They legitimately ignore her. They don't care. Which tells me that it doesn't bother them. Which just kind of like, because like when somebody is extremely bothered by something, you can kind of tell. Now, I do think that they are kind of bothered by it because it kind of does harm them. And it probably has put a damper in TPUSA's, them as an organization. But I don't think they are as bothered by it as some other individuals do. But yeah, I don't think a lot of people like Candace Owens just kind of goes off. But like when I sit and I listen and I think about like what people are saying, I don't think a lot of people care. I just think the people that are the most vocal about it are the people that want to like talk about it, like myself. And the Quartering apparently, because Quartering apparently has such a huge hate boner for Candace Owens that he decided to like stream snipe the last couple hours of her stream. I'm YouTube featured again. Hell yeah! I'm glad. I'm good. I'm happy that that's the case. YouTube features only the coolest of beans. So awesome. I'm glad. Thank you for telling me that. That made my night.
That in his final days, on around September 8th, Charlie sent a text message reading, "Jewish donors."
All right, we're going to skip past this because I pretty much agree with his opening statement here, and I want to listen to what Candace Owens has to say. We're going to jump through the rest of this here. Holy cow, this man speaks for like... Oh, I don't want to like harm the thing. Can we like skip to where she starts talking? Okay, it's like... All right.
She's making a mockery of the online right wing. Spent his life today. I did.
Okay.
That she
All right,
finally
there we
answers
go.
for some of that.
Thank you, Andrew. Candace?
Did you get it out of your system?
Oh, I don't like this woman. This is the face of a woman who's like, I'm just going to take a shit all over you. This woman is like, I am going to shit all over your feelings right now. Oh, I just... I can't wait to see what this woman says in rebut. This man just put his heart out there saying, I'm upset with you trying to trivialize the death of another guy that you apparently also liked. And, the smug. Yes, the smugness. It was an impactful opening. Listen, if we had way more time tonight, I probably would have listened to the whole thing. I want to listen to, I want to listen to her, what she has to say, because I'm very interested to see how her replies. Hate it already? Yeah, I already hate it here. She's already acting like a smug bitch. I'm sorry. This is thumbnail material. You're right, it is thumbnail material. Let's continue.
I did.
Okay, great. Well, I'm not going to waste time with the preamble because I think I just want to get to the substance of the
Oh, I love it. She's like, listen, I'm not going to waste my time. I don't need to waste my time here, guys. He just spent literally like 3 to 5 minutes talking about how much he hates me. So I am just going to jump right into it because I don't need 3 to 5 minutes to talk about how much I'm right. I'm just going to go straight into it. Now, one thing I noticed during this entire debate is she speaks with a lot of confidence, and that confidence kind of gets shaky the longer she goes on, and she leans a lot into the whole, oh, you're just clip chimping me, or oh, you're just taking things out of context. It's out of context. It's out of context, chat. It's out of context.
The face of a woman who doesn't believe in dinosaurs.
Thank you.
Also, the eyes, Chico. The eyes never lie. That woman has no soul.
Thank you for thank you 1 for the 5. Thank you 2 for meeting the goal. And yeah, I agree. The thing with Charlie Kirk's death is it created a power vacuum, and Candace Owens is taking advantage of that. Very true. Very, very true. Yippee scarves are unlocked. Very true. Now we're going to help the Yippies find dinosaurs because Candace Owens doesn't believe in them. So help the Yippies find dinosaurs so that they can prove Candace Owens wrong because dinosaurs exist, chat.
And we'll just speak to the audience. I've obviously had an audience since we've been covering this case. People know that there was a personal friendship between me and Charlie.
Which is, again, why I feel like it is really, really, really weird that she talks about him in the way that she does. Because it's just like, I could tell for a fact that this woman liked Charlie Kirk in a romantic way. And I could tell for a fact that she was not happy with where he went. And she probably wasn't very happy with where she went. I have no idea. Like, part of me is just like, if you liked Charlie Kirk this much, why didn't you fucking marry him or date him? Maybe I don't know why it didn't work out that way. But, like, this woman acts like she really wanted Charlie Kirk, and it's very obvious. And it's just like, woman, you kind of should recuse yourself from doing a lot of talking about this because you are not an unbiased source. You had a stake in this game, or you liked him, and it's just weird because you can see it in her coverage. Like, it's unhealthy levels of wanting to avenge a man that she obviously romantically liked. She speaks with full confidence. She feels exactly. I'm burying dinosaur bones for the Yippies to find. Good. You can bury dragon scales as well. That counts, you know.
Finishing the pursuit of something that makes sense regarding what happened on September 10th by throwing it to this is just people who are conspiracy theorists.
Sorry, I don't mean to pause so much. She's looking to make sense of things. Listen, I think we could agree that there are conspiracy theories for a lot of political different things. Again, there's a lot of different assassinations where you could probably say, oh, there's some sort of weird political angle on it. But, like, woman, you cannot say you're looking to make sense of things when you say that Israel, French people, and the wife of the victim was all involved. Like, listen. I love a funny Jewish conspiracy, all right? I love a funny Jewish conspiracy because it's funny. They're funny. Thank you.
She reads evidence like a professional Sasquatch hunter.
You know? Thank you. I think we can all agree. A funny Jewish conspiracy, they're funny, all right? Some of my Jewish friends can laugh at them as well. But, like, you had to include the French people in there. People that she already was in trouble with. Because she tried to call, Macron's wife trans. And it's just like, I feel like she's pulling from all these strings of things around her. And she's trying to make up things that either are somehow loosely related or somehow not there. Don't forget, by the way, one of the sources that she tried to use for all of this, trying to prove that Charlie Kirk's wife was in a secret meeting to assassinate him, was a crazy man that tried to claim that his father was a serial killer. I did streams on that, by the way, previous this year. It doesn't feel like it was on that long ago, but it was like 6 months ago. But she tried to use him as a source, tried to get him money because she said that he was in danger with the government. And that was pretty much discredited. Did she walk that back? I have absolutely no idea. But she got really mad when people found out that he wasn't actually what she claimed or he said that she was. Is she in cahoots with the Theorizer? You know, I think her and the Theorizer could make a really good video about Mort. I'm gonna be completely honest with you, especially because the French are involved. You know, you know.
These are people who are just trying to generate clicks. I don't think that people should be satisfied by that. I want people to remember that it's important to think. We've been lied to by the government a great many times.
And here's the problem. She is using, in my personal opinion, the idea that the government lies. Because don't get it twisted. Does the government lie? Yes. Yes. Government does lie. 100%. The government lies. We agree. All right. I think all of my chat. All right. I think all of you are smart enough to know government lies. They lie all the time. Especially to me and you. All right. And so I think she's taking advantage of the fact that people are already in a sore spot with the government. Not just this government, and this government, its administration, but the last one and the one before that, or probably for a while, all right? I think she's taking advantage of that to try and push a narrative that, like, there's this big governmental conspiracy. And I don't really feel... Again, you're allowed to disagree with me, all right? If you think that, like, Candace Owens is 100% right, I know I've had, like, 1 or 2 people in my chat that were, like, saying that they kind of thought that Candace was right. If you think she's right, fine. I just, like, listen to her and I'm like, I don't know how I can believe any of this. And I'm the one that hates the government.
Just the last couple of years, if you just think of the things that we've learned about our government. And I do want to say this.
And I don't feel like that's a good enough reason. I mean, like, it's a good basis to say, oh, maybe the government's lying about this. But I don't feel like you should use that as, like, a jumping off point to say, oh, believe me, the government's lying to you all the time. Obviously, they're lying about this.
What's been the most disturbing element, I think, for everyone is that not only does the narrative not make any sense, which I'm going to demonstrate, I need to waste time with the preamble going through the points or trying to insult you or pretending that I've been...
Spoiler alert, I don't think she does a good job of explaining it.
running a podcast saying it's just dreams and vibes, like I'm Miss Cleo, and that's the reason why it's taking so many influencers. It looks like $1 billion industry of influencers to just...
Oh, by the way, she's trying to claim that, like, I forgot about this. Chat, because I am streaming about this tonight, I am also part of this $1 billion industry to try and take Candace Owens down. All right? Chat, I am letting you know right now, I have been paid by the French government, which is very... You know that definitely didn't happen because I wouldn't take money from the French government because French people are gay and we don't align ourselves with French people. All right? But she legitimately believes that there is a $1 billion industry that is trying to take her down, that people have been paid to lie about her and say all manner of mean, nasty things about her, dig up evil, mean things about her, and she thinks that if you talk about her in a mean way, you're part of that, all right? So, just so you know, I am apparently paid by the Israeli French Jewish government and TPUSA, which also means Celestium is as well, because Celestium also reacted to this earlier as well. This is kind of making the rounds of funny thing to laugh at. So yeah, just to let you know, I'm according to Candace Owens. Now, I don't know where my payment is coming from. I know some of my fans have been thrown some shackles my way, and I deeply appreciate that. But I don't really know where my payment from the Israeli, Egyptian, French government is coming from. I'm waiting for that check in the mail. You know, I did get my first check for my new job today. Very happy about that. They missed a couple hours, so I had to remind them about it, and they're gonna get that fixed. But like, I'm very grateful for that. All right. So, but Candace, where's this money coming from? I kind of want some of that billion. Can I have some of that $1 billion? You know, I'll do a lot. Do you know how many magic cards I could invest in if I got some of that $1 billion? You know how many boxes of magic cards I'd get if I could? I'll sell out to the French government for some magic cards. I'm cheap. I can do that. Rage will DM me and say, here's a $5. Go buy yourself a pack of magic cards. That's how insane that this is, by the way, chat.
Everything Candace says is not because I'm on my platform saying I had a dream last night. I don't think I think that diminishes you as an argument. Obviously, we have presented a lot of evidence. You just presented a text message and said this is evidence. Well, that's how this.
She has presented things that she claims come from sources. And when you ask her what the sources are, she refuses to share them with you. She's asking you to trust her, basically.
This entire thing began. You're talking about how Israel got into the conversation. It was because immediately after Charlie died.
Oh, there we go. Thank you, Catellus.
Catellus 16 tipped $15. Thank you. Here's another shekel for the pot. Rubs hands together.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I guess that's my payment. I can buy 3 packs of magic cards now.
One of the first things we saw was this push to make us all think and remember how much he loved Israel. It's because the prime minister of Israel, who's fighting like a 27-front war, felt that he needed to come do a little mini tour and to be, strangely, to state that I did not kill Charlie Kirk when nobody was having that thought that I can remember. Nobody was going, I want.
It's really hard, by the way, to sit here and listen to this. Because, like, again, I can't say I'm not political. I'm definitely got politics in me. But, like, I think it's fair to say I'm not really happy with how the government is choosing to align itself and be okay with certain things. And it's funny is I think everybody can agree with that, or most people can agree with that. It then makes me more upset that I then have to turn around and say, listen, I believe in some funny hat conspiracies. I just don't believe in your funny hat conspiracy, all right? Stop trying to take advantage of it. Stop trying to take advantage of me believing in funny hat conspiracies, all right? It's not cool, Candace.
If Bibi Netanyahu killed Charlie Kirk. And
Bibi Netanyahu. Oh, I'm gonna die, chat. Oh, fuck. Oh, man. If you haven't yet, maybe you take a shot. Whenever I laugh, I guess, take a shot. You'll be dead by the end of the stream.
Then we had a round of influencers who lied and said Charlie was not changing on Israel, that he wasn't having any disagreements regarding that topic, that the day he died, he just loved Israel so much. And I demonstrated via a text message, which you just mentioned, and you're now contextualizing and pretending it was just about Tucker Carlson, which is not true. It was a part of a broader shift that Charlie was having over the last, I would say, actually, on your show, it began, since October 7th, which is when I began.
Clip farm the debate. See, what's funny is I don't even think I think she had like only a couple of clips that she brought up. The other guy brought up a lot of clips. And when he's like, can you refute, do you still agree with what you say? And she's like, you're just clip farming me. You're just clip farming me. You're just clip farming me. Oh my gosh. Really funny.
Asking myself more questions about Israel as well. And so, yeah, when all of these things happen in the immediate aftermath, and then I drop a text message after everyone is denying that, Tucker Carlson then comes out and confirms the conversations that he had with Charlie. Megyn Kelly then comes out and confirms the private conversations that she had with Charlie. People then begin to ask a reasonable question, which is, why are we lying about this? It's
because none of the clips help her. True. I'm gonna see if I can, like, we'll be watching this for another like 45 minutes. I want to see if I can find one of the clips where she's talking, and I want to listen to her like say, no, you're just clip farming me. You're just clip farming me. You're clip farming me.
They were forthcoming with that, and they had said, hey, yeah, Charlie was starting to ask questions. I think after October 7th, it's reasonable that people are starting to re-examine our relationship with Israel. We wouldn't be here today. But it has been lie after lie after lie, debunk after debunk after debunk. Yes, I did share that I had a dream that Charlie was betrayed. It's not a dream anymore. It's a reality. I look at what the organization has become, the people that they are partnering with, the lies that they are telling, the extraordinary people that they're sending out to say that I hadn't speak to Charlie since 2018. And
by the way, she said that she wasn't going to do a preamble.
So, okay.
She's been doing a preamble now for about 3 minutes.
The only thing I know is that she just gave me $20. So obviously I agree with everything she... No,
billion-dollar influencer industry, which I would be part of if YouTube hadn't demonetized me. But you, Candace, this chew will roast you for free.
Oh no.
Next Taku, probably. Candace is Hassan to Andrew's Ethan Klein in that debate.
No, legitimately, like when I listened to this, and these aren't like good flashbacks. These are like painful like I was at work today. I was working and I had very painful flashbacks to the Hassan Ethan Klein debate because I was like, no, please don't take me back there. No, it's two lefties. I hate them both. No, my hair, my head. I don't want to see them. No, I don't want to see Ethan Klein's eyebrows. Please help me. No. So I was having bad flashbacks while listening to this. And it's just like, you are listening to a female Hassan Piker right now, which is funny because Hassan Piker was super chatting her a little while ago, and some of Hassan Piker's fans are like fans of Candace Owens, which is kind of funny. It's just kind of funny.
Begins to look like a conspiracy. And just as a historical fact, that entire term was created by the CIA to gaslight people after the assassination of JFK. So it's not exactly one.
Oh, gotta bring up JFK. Oh!
Obviously, Occo is a bad example because it's a lost cause.
Carbon monoxide somehow doesn't understand how physics works either, referring to what co-ed Kirk, but still went, trust me bro, my audience does.
Carbon monoxide, I love that. Sir Miz was great. Thank you. Holy fuck, that was beautiful.
That makes me nervous. Like calling somebody a conspiracy theorist is essentially saying that they demand further answers. They're not accepting the Fed slop. So I'm grateful that you came today. I don't need to, like I said, take cheap shots and discuss your manner of debate or your strategy. And I'm also...
I do love how, like, one other thing that she'll do during this debate is she'll be like, listen, I don't need to take cheap shots. I'm not here to do cheap shots. I'm just here to speak the truth. I don't think she realizes she does, like, she does take cheap shots, just not the way that she thinks that she is taking it. She's like doing it in a different kind of way, if that makes sense.
Grateful that you shared that you had that text message today, because everybody watching knows that I have been demanding not a debate, just an open conversation with Turning Point USA. They should be here. It shouldn't be you in that chair. It should be the person that took Charlie's place, maybe Erica Kirk, maybe Andrew Colbert. He's a spokesperson. And rather than doing that...
If I can be honest with you, because a lot of people might remember, and again, I did talk about this when it happened. I did a stream about it when it happened. She did have a sit down with Charlie Kirk's wife, Erica Kirk, and for a moment, we thought that maybe she was going to tone it down because maybe she got some answers. No, she went 10 times harder after that, which is kind of crazy in my personal opinion. So it's just like, I'm not surprised that TPUSA, again, I don't really know, I can't really speak or vouch for how good they are, but like, I'm not surprised that TPUSA doesn't want to interact with you, Candace Owens, because they did. They did. And what did you do? You decided to go 10 times harder. So I'm not surprised that they don't want anything to do with you. Oh, you know, I'm just not surprised that they don't want to touch you, Candace Owens, because you had that opportunity and you fucked it up.
They sent us another influencer. So let's see how it goes.
Just out of curiosity, are you between 0 to 100? What?
So she's claiming, by the way, that Andrew Wilson is on errand from TPUSA, that he is there as their spokesperson. I don't think he ever agrees or disagrees with this. Actually, I think he disagrees with this, but like, it is just... Yeah.
Is it likely that you think Tyler Robinson shot Charlie Kirk and killed him?
Based on the evidence right now, I don't know, I'd say 75, 85%.
Candace?
0%.
0%. So
with what we've seen in terms of the evidence, I'm at 0%.
So not only, you know, that maybe somebody was behind him as a patsy.
And again, what I've seen as evidence, I watched the video, the initial video when it happened. I've listened to a lot of stuff. I've listened to firearms experts talk about it. I've listened to individuals talk about the scene of the crime the day it happened, mostly in passing because like it is interesting, but I didn't. It's one of those things I didn't really care too much about. But like, I don't know, Candace, based off of what, and again, what Candace will do. All right, what Candace will do is she will say, "Well, I don't know." But I have these pictures from these sources that I claim are special. And for some reason, they are just coming to me. The woman that has been like smearing TPUSA and trying to harm the image of a lot of these other people. They're coming to me and they're doing all of this other stuff. And so because they come to me and I'm able to show you guys some special photos that you haven't seen anywhere else, that's supposed to be your proof that, like, she knows more and she's just not telling you something. He's not disagreeing because he's only like a contractor trainer type thing for them. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
Influencing him. You're not even saying that he didn't even shoot Charlie Kirk.
Right. I would, if you said, was he involved that day, as I have consistently said on my platform, I would say yes, he was. I don't know what role he played, but as the shooter, 0%.
Do you have any evidence for
it? For what? My percentage?
The fact that he didn't shoot and kill Charlie Kirk.
Yes, which I'm hoping we're going to get to all of the evidence that he feels that he had.
Bro, can't you just say, yes, here's my evidence?
I mean, I'm not even convinced that Charlie was shot from the rooftop on Losi that day, based on the evidence that has been.
Do you think he was shot?
I do not think that Charlie was shot from a 30-06 from Losi.
But just shot at all.
I don't know. I think that a projectile hit Charlie, and I'm open to other people's presentations.
See, she's not even sure he was shot. Later in this, she'll say, oh, he might have had an explosive device go off in him. I don't know where that could have. Like, listen. All right, listen. If we're gonna be real here, is it possible there was an explosive implanted onto Charlie Kirk? I mean, I got swine flu from flying pigs once, so, you know, there are things that are possible. I don't know how you explain that, though. How did Charlie Kirk put on an explosive and not know about it? And if you're saying it came from the microphone, I don't feel like there's good enough evidence. like legitimately, he is the thing that I like about Andrew Wilson here, just off the rip, is he is saying, do you believe this or do you believe this? He is asking yes or no answers. And she immediately is like, I don't know, it could be this, it could be. It's just like, and you don't really want to be on the back foot of just saying, of not giving definite answers. Because if you're not giving definite answers, you're not convincing me, at the very least. I want to hear confidence in your answers. And you confidently just saying, I don't know, that doesn't work for me. That doesn't work for me. So you gotta give a masterful yes or no. All right, I'm sorry. And like, you might say, but Akko, maybe she just isn't sure how the explosives work. She's not a guns expert. And like, okay, fair. But again, it's been a year. All right, it has been a year since this man unfortunately died. All right, and this woman still isn't sure if she thinks that he was shot or he had an explosive or whatever. All right. Like, can you not come up with a definitive? Like, this woman believes that the other guy, that the fucking kid didn't do it. Oh, excuse me. My apologies. And yet, you're telling me you can't come up with a definitive answer to prove to the positive? Like, she's saying, oh, 0% chance. Okay. If you're saying 0% chance, then I'm going to assume that you have some sort of like other thing that proves to the negative. Otherwise, why would you say that? You know? Thank you.
Having followed the pre-trial stuff and the evidence presented so far, Andrew Wilson's 75 to 80% assessment is the correct take on whether Tyler Robinson deleted Kirk. Force Candace to prove her claim.
No, and again, like, you know, I'm not going to say that it wasn't Tyler Robinson, or that it was or wasn't Tyler Robinson 100%. Like, until things come to brass tacks, and you may not even find out in this life, but until, like, things are put down as a definitive, 75 to 80% is, like, a fair thing to say. You know, you could always have something come out in the future. Because, yeah, there are some things that are kind of weird. There are some stuff that people are pointing out and people are weirded out by. But like, I feel like it's fair to say, some stuff feels weird. What Candace Owens is doing is like, no, everything is weird, and you can't really do that. Anyway, let's continue.
Oh my God, she's got milkers.
No, not believe. She feels
fair.
With full confidence.
Fair. It's just like, chat, I believe, or not believe, I know what I believe in. But Candace, she feels it. She feels it strong in her black woman bones.
but I have not seen any compelling evidence that Charlie was shot by a 30-06.
Can we see maybe if we're going to have an olive branch to each other, if maybe we can establish what we consider the facts of the case to be first?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So you're not sure if he was actually shot. You're open to alternative theories.
He was definitely hit with a projectile of some description. If we're talking about was he shot from a gun, a 30-06, I would say definitively no.
Okay.
It defies common sense to think that
I don't got anything for that.
he had a Superman neck, and even if he did have a Superman neck, which has been demonstrated, I think actually recently a YouTuber actually set up Valhalla steel cages and shot it, and it went through. So under no circumstance will I.
So at least not a 30-06.
Definitively not a 30-06 from low sea, 150 feet. No.
But you're not necessarily closing off the avenue that he could have been shot at all.
With maybe a smaller
caliber.
Hello, Jazz. For some reason, you're not showing up on Fugi Tech, but hello.
Dear Occo, in here all
There
on
it
your
goes.
lonesome. What's going on?
Nothing much. We're watching Candace Owens, the Candace Owens debate. We're gonna skip around eventually, but how you doing?
Oh, I'm pretty all right. Thanks for asking. Can't complain. Though honestly, I'm just surprised to see him the first one here.
Yeah,
Usually some of the other homies would have swung by me now.
Not everybody wants to talk about politics, and I completely understand that. Even though we're not really talking about the politics of the case, we're just talking about how funny Candace Owens is.
That's fair. She's saying stuff about Jews again.
Jews, French people, and Egyptian airplanes.
Egyptian. So hang on, like one of these things is not like the other. What the fuck about Egyptian airplanes, huh?
Listen, it would take too long to explain it to you, so I'm not gonna do that. But
fair enough.
What we're just gonna do is just continue. I imagine you have, at the very least, you know a little bit about the Charlie Kirk stuff, and you followed it tangentially through osmosis on the internet. But
more or less, yes.
But basically, she sat down with this other guy named Andrew Wilson, who is a pseudo spokesperson for TPUSA, and they're debating about whether or not Charlie Kirk was shot by the Tyler Robinson guy and a lot of other stuff. Don't forget Mort. This is true. We can't forget Mort. Maybe Mort was the killer all along.
Did you finish that series, or are you still like
We're
watching those every so often?
Me and Mizu need to sit back down with it again. Maybe we'll do it next week. I'll ask him. I'll ask him. Anyway,
Hey.
let's continue,
All
chat.
right. Hello, chat. Good to see you guys. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay. And then there's some things that I'm going to make concessions on that I do think we need more answers on, and I'm fine with that. And we can get to those things as well. The other thing is in the timeline, one of the things that we dispute, I think, on the timeline is that you think that Robinson drove hours away to a steakhouse in the timeline.
Obviously,
Is that
Occo
correct?
is a bad example because it's
Thank you.
a lost cause.
Hey Jazz, don't ask about the Egyptian airplanes, Jazz. It doesn't make sense, no matter how much she says it is.
Here, we're gonna jump ahead a little bit because they're. I wanna just jump into them actually like getting into the real beef and all that kind of stuff. So let's jump ahead about 30 minutes here. Let's see where we jump in, and we can reverse it, go forward if we have to.
Of evidence.
No,
That's what you're saying.
it's not.
When you say Candace,
Here,
you
I'll
can't
give you
talk
the
about the great
argument
prince, which is a
now.
fact.
Yeah, I'm not
Oh
gonna-
dear, we jumped right into a fight.
She's a little she's a little bit nettled.
Let's jump back
right
2
now.
minutes here. Let's jump back. We started in a fight. Holy crap.
I am not allowed to infer off of evidence.
You can infer. I'm trying to follow the inference.
But your entire reason, like you asserted that you believe there's overwhelming evidence on the basis of what we saw in the
Correct.
preliminary hearing. The entire preliminary hearing was hearsay.
Yeah, I'm fine with your inferences.
But no, you just literally said I couldn't do that. Yes, I can.
No, I didn't. I was just saying from your inference, how do we get to Patsy?
This is how you got to Shooter. The Tyler Robinson did it.
No,
the same
no,
way
no,
that
I
you
didn't
got to
get to
Tyler
just
Robinson.
Shooter
No,
from that.
Yes, you did. You again, this is something important, so we should pull up a fact check about what the 1102 Utah, and under their constitution, for the sake of a preliminary
So
hearing.
she believes that the guy that they caught was a patsy then?
Yes. 100% she believes it's a patsy. The Andrew Wilson guy believes 75 to 80% that he was the shooter, meaning that there is room for error, which I feel like is a fair thing to say. You know, there's always you should always leave room for conspiracy, but like saying that he is 0% chance that he was the shooter is like kind of crazy.
Yeah, I think so too, and I will say, you know, not to glow too hard or anything, but like, you know, it did come out that Charlie was saying some shit about Israel before it all went down. You know, like it's maybe, and it's like I think about the fact that like Charlie was doing that shit for what, like 3-4 years, like going out and like talking to people, just right out in the open, like
it's about a decade. I want to say.
Oh yeah, okay. So he was out for a very long time, and it's like I feel like if somebody was just gonna take him out just like that, like probably would have jumped on it a bit sooner. So that makes me a little bit skeptical that it took quite so long for him to get taken out the way he did.
Well, the thing that Candace will tell you is that he only started being anti-Israel right before he died, and that's why he died. Her claim is he died because Israel was like a big topic that he was like becoming more and more anti against, and he had to get taken out because he was too big of a voice, basically.
Yeah, and I assume that was more like the reason he was speaking up more about it was just because of like getting more involved with the conflict between Israel and Palestine and all that shit, right?
I am not sure on that, so I can't really say. But
I mean, because that's kind of what was like, that was like the big, like back when
that's
around the time that he was assassinated, like that was a big topic in politics in general. Like everybody was talking about that shit.
No, yeah.
So like, if you were going to start talking about Israel in that way, and it seems like that kind of lines up. Though to that point, it's like there were a lot of people who were shit talking Israel with all that. So it's like I would concede that he was one of the biggest ones. Like he was like one of the most well-known names around in terms of discussing all that stuff and stuff in general. He was political, socio-political, all that. But
he was definitely one of the most influential for sure, because there are a lot of people that are bringing up and talking about Israel and being more critical of it on both sides of the political spectrum. He was just one of the most influential. Whether or not he was the most, I guess that's another debate you can have.
Yeah, but I all this to say that like I kind of get where she's at least like sort of pulling this from, right? Like I see with like the angle that she's coming at it from, and at the same time it's like I also heard that story. I don't know if it was completely true, the thing about like Israel being able to like fucking rig phones to like explode or some shit. I'm like, wow, okay, if that's real, then shit, man, I don't know. But I never,
you can take solace in knowing that you're not that important for Israel to blow up.
Well, no, I think I'm fine because I'm completely inconsequential. But for someone like Charlie Kirk, it's like if they would go out of their way to like do phone bombs and shit, like if that's real, again, never heard 100% confirmation if that was actually, legit. But if it was, then it's like, okay, well, shit, man, now we can glow a little bit. Like, it's like, what the fuck's happening?
Yeah, I will say, like, I could be wrong about like the 100% anti-Israel. I don't think he was anti-Israel. I think he might have been more critical of it, like in the more coming months. But then again, I do apologize, chat. I never really watch him. Like the first time I heard about Charlie Kirk is when Nick Fuentes was sending people to haze him at his own meetings, which I thought was very gay and dumb. But that's like the first time I heard of him. And so and also, I could be wrong. If I am, I apologize.
And I have to wonder, it's like maybe like in terms of like there being a lot of other people who were also criticizing Israel, like maybe Charlie was cutting a little closer to the bone or something.
I have no idea.
As somebody that like a lot of people listened to, like maybe they saw him as a bigger threat. If that were the case, if there is actually a secret conspiracy to assassinate Charlie Kirk by Israel or whatever, right? Like maybe that would be why he's seen as a bigger threat.
I just like, and again, maybe I'm no disrespect to him as an individual. I just don't see him as like somebody that if that's the case, if he was becoming a threat, I just personally don't see it, because like, yeah, he's a very outspoken person. He moved a lot of people, especially in the more right-leaning space, the more conservative movement. Yes, he went out and talked to people, but there are so many other people that did the exact same thing. And I just don't really see Charlie Kirk as the guy that they want to take out.
Yeah.
He just seems more.
Testimony.
He's more of a normal guy to me that like
so obviously
inspired people. I don't know.
Yeah.
Her entire idea that Charlie started turning against Israel immediately after October 7th, which made no sense. And yeah, Israel has rigged pagers, blew up a lot of Hezbollah guys.
Okay.
But it was a one-off BC of logistics involved.
Okay, they rigged pagers, but you're making it...
Okay,
listen,
gotcha.
I don't want people to think that they can just hack into your phone and make your phone blow up. I mean,
Yeah,
maybe that's possible. I have no idea. I'm not that deep into technology, but like I don't think that that's a real thing. I think you have to rig it with an explosive first.
Well, yeah, that's what I like. Yeah, as far as I guess I worded it a little awkwardly there, but no, I didn't think that they could just hack your phone to explode at any given time. I thought it was like, oh, they like rigged specific phones with tiny bombs and like boom, right?
No,
but and like honestly, this is all like devil's advocate conjecture on my part. Like I'm having a little bit of fun with it, right? It's like I'm just okay, where exactly is she coming from here? Like what what could there possibly be inside of her argument that might like have some credence to it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm more or less fucking around, but I don't like as far as like who actually took Charlie Kirk out. Like, I'm not terribly concerned with the truth of the matter. I suppose, like, I don't know. I feel like I'm putting that badly as well.
No, I'll say what I think you're trying to mean is like you obviously want there to be justice, but like you don't really care about who it is. You just want there to be justice.
As long as well, I mean, I do care that it is the actual perpetrator.
Right. As long as they get the right person, so, you don't really care. You don't really care who it is. You just want there to be justice for the actual person.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he had a wife, he had kids. Like he deserves it.
Yep, I agree.
Deserved it, and especially given the fact that he was just a guy talking about stuff. It's like deserve to get shot in the neck for just having an opinion.
Yeah.
Even if you're having it out loud.
Me.
Like,
listen. I'll play devil's advocate here. According to Candace Owens, he wasn't shot. A projectile entered in through his body. He might have had an explosive that went off inside of him. Who know? We have no idea. Candace Owens apparently does though.
oh, she thinks that like Israel fucking like put a microbomb in his fucking like morning coffee or some shit.
I don't know, man. Anyway, let's continue.
Yeah.
They do not have to have hard evidence. They don't have to put people on the trial.
They don't have to.
But no, that's why the entire hearing was basically hearsay. Officer Bagley
was
saying.
But not all of it, like I said.
The overwhelming majority.
Again, no
I mean,
dispute.
outside of the one that you don't want to get. Please don't cut me off.
Though.
Outside of that is what's in dispute. It means that your entire brand of saying you don't have evidence, falls apart when the entire preliminary hearing is based off of hearsay. In fact, Lance's testimony before they had about an hour debate. Actually, maybe it was more than an hour debate before he sat, and they said this is not going to be allowed. You wouldn't even be allowed to do this. We'd be able to cross-examine him. The questions that they're asking Lance are all leading. And what did he say? Well, I'm the magistrate under Utah Constitution. 1102. It is my job to allow all of this so we can see if the state has enough here that we can then move to a trial, which will then they would not allow this stuff. They would say we get to cross-examine Lance. Lance just can't willy-nilly say.
So
but
like if she says it's all hearsay, then I guess that means nobody has a point, right? Like we're all just kind of. It's just conjecture on everyone's part at this point.
Now, what they're referring to is there was the preliminary hearing that happened, and I did kind of pay attention to that. And like a preliminary hearing isn't really like it's not like the court case. It's just kind of like laying some stuff out, and they're not necessarily bringing a lot of evidence out. They're just coming out and saying this is what we're gonna do. This is like what's going on, all that kind of shit. And then there's going to be future court cases where more stuff is going to be involved. Not a lawyer, could be wrong about that, but that's kind of like my basic understanding. And I think what she's trying to say is, oh, you have to take all of this as hearsay. It's all hearsay. It's all hearsay. And it's just like, okay, yes, but I'm pretty sure that the prosecution is also bringing things like they are asserting things as facts as well. So
yeah. I mean, I'm under. Under no false assumption here that either of us are coming at this from any direction other than like the layman's point of view. Chad, if you guys want like a proper informed opinion on this, like wait for Ava and Mizu to swing by or something. But like
Mizu
we're just kinda...
doesn't want to be part of this because of the politics, but I imagine he would probably argue about that. Candace is making the straw man. She's arguing against points that Andrew isn't making. Fair.
Entire substance of your argument is that people can't infer off of evidence.
No,
that's what you're saying
to
me. When you say Candace,
Here,
you
I'll
can't
give
talk
you the
about the great
argument
prince, which
now.
is a fact.
Yeah, I'm not
and then
saying
infer
that.
off of that
Didn't say that.
Tyler could have been a patsy.
You're just literally making stuff up. So here's what the position is. I'm asking this.
I'm saying that I think you let's pull that up. Let's pull that up. I am doing exactly what the state did. I'm looking at a piece of evidence and I am saying.
But you're not showing me how you get there.
Can you describe to the audience what 1102
so this, just so everybody who's watching this at home understands what I'm saying, even if he doesn't. What Andrew is.
She said she wasn't going to take cheap shots. Woman, you said no cheap shots. What the fuck?
Yeah, she's getting a little bit combative here. Like, damn, that's a little much. Calm it down just slightly. But I mean, they're both getting a little bit heated. They're talking over each other. Like the mediator probably should have jumped in a little sooner here. Like the moment they started like literally overlapping like whole sentences, mediator should jump in. Okay, guys, let's bring it down a little bit. Bring it back.
I don't think Patrick. I don't.
You want to debate?
I've never really watched Patrick Bet Davis do a debate other than this, so I think the most he really cut in is when he's like, "Hey, do you guys want to go into a break to do sponsorships?" And that's when I think that's the most when he jumped in there.
Of course, priorities, right?
Exactly,
Priorities.
exactly.
Arguing is that I don't have the right to extrapolate from a
made that
fact
argument.
like
Just making it up. Just purely making it up. I'm asking based on
Andrew.
based on
Can I
your
show my
inference.
evidence? You just showed yours. Reliable hearsay.
You'll get a chance.
Reliable hearsay in criminal preliminary examinations. The entire preliminary hearing that you just saw was on the basis of reliable hearsay. And what that means essentially is the people who are making the statements can just say, Patrick told me that he did this on Monday. Patrick's not here. And that is, they can allow that into the hearing. That's just because it's just meant to be probative. And so it's the state saying, here's what we have inferred. So you are allowed to take a piece of evidence and then you are allowed to infer off of that evidence. Okay. Case in point, that's a demonstration that's a demonstration of what I just did. I said, the prints were the most degraded off of Tyler Robinson. And from that, what I am inferring is that it's plausible that Tyler Robinson was set up.
That doesn't, that's the point in contention.
That's not a point in contention. That's
the point in contention.
It's not a point in contention. If you're saying it's a point,
it is the point in contention.
It's not the point in contention. I'm telling you that is what the entire hearing allowed for. So the evidence
It's not.
that he is using to argue his case is all based on inference, not fact.
Man.
Great.
Inference, not fact. So what they are inferring off of the facts.
So again, we're going to take this.
I feel like we were a couple of seconds away from literally devolving into nuh-uh, nuh-uh. like we were this close. Oh man.
I haven't even watched the debate. I'm calling it as I see it. The fallacies she's committing are clear. Fair enough. Oh. The moderator doesn't do anything except run ads and do a couple fact checks. He's there for his bag. No, true. I mean, Patrick Bet-Davis is like there to collect his bag. Again, he's the investor guy.
I mean, fair enough.
He's not a good debate moderator. I'll say that right now. Or he is a bad.
I have to agree. Given what we've seen so far, I'd have to agree.
Yeah.
Can't it, because it's irrelevant. I'm asking how you get to the inference that even if you dispute that piece of evidence, that means Patsy. I'm looking for the logical chain for how you get to that inference.
What I am telling you is it's the exact same way that when you tweeted, I think that this evidence is overwhelming. When they say that looks like Tyler Robinson's car, he drives a similar car, okay? They are inferring that that's Tyler Robinson.
Can you walk me through the inference? So that I understand.
It's not a fact. It's not a fact. When you show a blurry image, which you kept citing that we have images.
I'm talking about your inference that the fingerprints, even if they're degraded, equals Patsy. How do you get that inference?
I didn't say it equals Patsy. I think it is enough evidence that it should be explored, which is exactly what this preliminary was in the inverse.
That's not in dispute. What's in dispute is when you said, I'm using this as evidence that he could have been a Patsy. I'm asking, how do you get the inference to Patsy from that?
Because what I am saying is that it shows that somebody else had more DNA presence on that gun than Tyler Robinson did. So it is plausible, which is all they're doing. They're presenting plausibility based off of the facts, okay? It is plausible that somebody just took his gun and put it there. That's it.
Is there equally
that's how it works.
And is there equally 100 other plausible explanations?
I think that's the reason why most people are exploring when things don't make sense.
Got it.
So yes, at the beginning of that, this is how the court process works.
So
just so we're clear,
if there's 100 other plausible explanations, then Candace, why is it that we should go with this idea that it was a Patsy?
I'm not saying that we should go with the idea that it was a Patsy. I am saying that there is.
I thought that was the whole defense. Your whole claim today.
No, my whole claim was that there is more evidence that he is set up as a Patsy.
How does that equal evidence of Patsy?
I don't know how many times I can say this. Like I'm saying that I am using the exact same mechanism that you are accepting for some reason in the Utah courtroom.
Yeah.
Right. To say I'm going to look at the evidence.
Can I be honest that she's speaking so fast? And now, I'm not saying that because I sped her up. She's going through her points so fast that I'm honestly kind of confused what I have no idea what point she's trying to make right now. And I'm just kind of hoping that Andrew Wilson is going to explain it. The beak is out? No, the beak is not out. The beak has not come out, chat. I'm actually eating right now. But like, I am legitimately lost on what she's trying to say. I'm going to be completely honest with you. We're at the point where I started listening to this while I was working, and I was so lost. I have no idea what she's talking about. Like I understand that she's like trying to say like that they're talking about like what is hearsay and what is evidence. I kind of understand that, but like I have no idea what she's trying to come to. What the point that they're coming to right now is. I'm just saying.
It seems like to me like she's just really trying to push the idea that this dude was a fall guy, right?
Yeah.
And that there's something deeper and darker behind him.
Mm-hmm.
And again, and you're saying this guy is like 80%. The fact that it actually was this guy, but that also means he's 20% open to the idea of, well, maybe there is something crazier going on backstage, right?
Which is what you should be. You should always be open to, because like being 100% one way or the other is bad, which is what she's doing, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. Let's continue.
evidence, and I'm going to infer.
I'm going to skip to another point here soon, chat, if I don't, if it gets boring.
Example because it's a lost cause.
TBF Andrew tries to combat carbon dioxide's constant bush beating by trying to get her to answer the effing question concisely.
Which she doesn't do.
Talking over equals result.
True. Yeah, there are multiple times where he's like, say, can you just like get down to brass tacks and explain it? And then she doesn't do it.
Alternative theory. So you just saw the states and you're accepting it. And they have not presented any concrete facts. You listed on your own Twitter that what you found to be convincing was something that looked like his car pulled into the driveway, a blurry image.
No, I didn't.
The standard white guy coming up the steps that could literally be anyone.
This never happened.
Can we get a fact check on that? Can we pull up his tweet where he goes over
I didn't
the floor?
say that's what convinced me.
When you actually didn't say it's what convinced me, but you said this is the evidence that you found to be overwhelming, and you named, I believe, actually 5 things.
MommaOcco.
Thank you.
Andrew Wilson is making the point of how do you get Patsy when he did it is a much more plausible explanation. Candace is failing so hard.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
It was his car. You said it was.
Well, there's multitudes of things that I find.
You just
to
said
be
you didn't say it,
compelling
so we're going to
evidence.
get a fact check on that. You
Sure.
did.
Go ahead.
You said the blurry images coming up the steps. Quite literally, when Officer Bagley testified, they talk about when I'm talking about making inference. This is the most I thought was the most absurd testimony I've ever heard. And pardon me, it was actually David Hull. They asked him a question. How did you know the guy in the maroon shirt was the same as the guy that came up the stairs later that was wearing the American flag black shirt? And he said, they're wearing the same shoes.
Why is that absurd?
That's how you decided these two are the same people. Oh, wow, what a scientific. They're both wearing Converses. Okay, that's an absurd thing to say. That is not evidence that these are the same people if we're both wearing Converses. That was what he said. That's what flew on the stand.
But I still don't understand how that would be absurd. If somebody,
it's an absurd thing.
For instance, if somebody were to change their clothes but keep the same shoes on, wouldn't you utilize the shoes to try to track that person? If
The
they were changing
idea
their
that on a
clothes?
college campus, two people wearing this totally different outfits but both wearing Converses can't happen is such an absurdity that I don't even need to like argue that. I'm just going to let people why.
Okay, listen. I understand that somebody could wear the same shoes but have different outfits. Yeah, we can agree that on a college campus that can happen. But like, are you saying that oh gosh. My brain fell apart trying to finish that there. But are you trying to say that like it's not possible that he switched his clothes after what? Oh.
I mean, I feel like that's what most murderers would do after they do a murder, yeah.
I don't know. I could be misinterpreting here, but like it's just like I feel like she's trying to say that in this instance right here that that she doesn't believe. Okay, whatever.
Just concede that point. Obviously, it's an absurd thing to say.
I'm not
I know
sure,
these are the same people
in
because they're both wearing Converse.
Yeah, I'm not sure if in context that's what happened. But
It
even
is.
if it
You
is,
can get a fact check on
but
it.
even if it is, again,
And it was
if
Hull.
we're utilizing inferences, whenever we're dealing with logic and we're dealing with making a logical inference, we're going to take the entire collaboration of evidence and then we're going to make inferences from that. You would do that with any type of logical proposition. Otherwise, you could never have a true or false claim.
But you just told me I couldn't.
So
do
when
that.
that never happened. You're just making stuff.
And multiple times she's gonna be like, "You're telling me I can't do this. You're telling me I can't do this." She's really trying to pull the whole victim thing as well. Like multiple times she's like, "You're saying I can't have an opinion. You're saying I can't have an opinion." It's like, where did he say you're not allowed to have an opinion, woman? Where are you saying that he said that you couldn't do this, or this? Like her whole shtick during this whole thing is just like, I'm such a victim because the person that I'm debating against won't let me do this, or this. And it's just like, what do you mean you're doing it right now?
So anyway, when we're talking about logical inferences, what I'm looking for is the logical inferences that you have that Tyler Robinson's a patsy based on the totality of evidence that you have.
We can keep going through your other evidence, but we should find his tweet where he lists the reasons that he was convinced.
So let's start with the 30-06. I think that's fine.
Your team's looking for. Do you remember how long ago that was?
The tweets of the 5. Did you delete it? Or no?
No, I
Did you
don't
delete
delete
tweets? Okay, cool. I just look for. He said
Unless
it
I
was his
misspell.
car. It was his. It was the car, and it was definitely the.
See, now we're on a side tangent where she's trying to rebut him by using a tweet of his instead of just like talking about. Now she's just trying to discredit him by using something like Can't we just like go back to the debate? Also, I think I'm bleeding a little bit through your audio.
Oh wait, am I? Or are you?
I am a little bit. I heard. But yeah, it's all right.
I'll turn my headphones down a bit. That's probably why.
Staircase photos, and it was when the trial was
Okay,
going
she
on.
has it. Perfect. If you got Skylar has it. If you want to pull it up so we can see it.
Somebody said, so give me the clear evidence right here. I want you to provide it right here. All I heard from the investigator was, we believe this to be Tyler Robinson. Is belief something you go as a fact? You wrote the car pulling in. That's a totally blurry image. Robinson getting out of it. You have no idea if that's Tyler Robinson. The fact that he is seen 4 other times on camera. The fact being just a standard white boy with brown hair was seen walking up staircase. The DNA on the roof, we should discuss that. And on the screwdriver that he left behind, it's overwhelming, man.
Yeah, but that's not an exhaustive list.
Well, just so we're clear, you did tweet it.
But it's not an exhaustive.
Yeah,
well,
but just 5 seconds ago, you should concede.
You said I only said this one thing and said that was overwhelming, actually.
That's not what I said.
It is. You can even pull your own clip.
Can you fact check if that was said or not? I did not hear her say
So the
this.
thing that's funny here is like,
Oh, I feel bad for Patrick's like, can we get a fact check on the fact check here, please?
we still aren't getting to any of these inferences. So
Why are you pivoting? Just say you were wrong. It's cool to just say I was wrong.
I'm not wrong. So back to the tweet aspect here. It was really funny. That's not an exhaustive list of why I find
I didn't say it was exhaustive.
She's
I just said
definitely
you said
very
it.
much more combative than he is.
Oh, she definitely is, because her whole thing during this whole thing is I need to be loud, I need to be hard on it. And he's trying, it's very obvious that, like, he is way more chill, even though, like, they're both, like, sitting back and chill. She sounds way more combative, and he just sounds like he's having a conversation, you know?
It's like, man, I thought you were supposed to not be stereotypical.
Well.
Sorry.
Well, you and I both know it's hard to beat your own stereotypes.
You said that I only said this
suppose
one
it
thing,
is to
and
some
then said
extent,
based on that
isn't
it's
it?
over. Well, I didn't. You didn't mention that I mentioned the screwdriver, DNA, all these other things. You never mentioned any of that. So no, you're actually incorrect there. But on top of that, moving over to the actual evidence itself.
Are you?
Yes, I'm okay. Anyway, back to the evidence
you're
itself.
okay.
Yes,
Actually, I'm glad you were asserting that you're okay.
But,
I wasn't worried about
I'm
your
sorry,
health.
she's
just saying
asking
that. I just
him
said
if
you
he's
tweeted
okay?
Apparently not.
No, I didn't. We got a fact check, and now you're like just gonna gaslight me and pretend that I
There's
said
no gaslighting.
it wasn't exhaustive. I never said that. I just said you did say this.
Zero gaslighting.
Again, victim complex. You're gaslighting me. You're gaslighting me. You're gaslighting me. Oh my gosh.
And say you couldn't have said more, but I would like to address the
I mean, this is your time. If this is how you want to spend it interrogating my position, you can do it that way.
I'm just addressing what you asserted on your Twitter.
I like Gemini. Quote, I wasn't going to be honest. I wasn't listening. I was tracking my NVIDIA stock. Unquote, Patrick Bet Davis. Probably him, though.
Like the hard evidence that convinced you was overwhelming. That's literally
That's
your
not
debate
what you
claim.
said. That's not actually, in fact, what happened in that exchange. I was here for it.
So what's your position here?
Yeah, so my position is that based on all of the evidence, which has been demonstrated, at least all the evidence to my knowledge, that I am actually not seeing anything that's compelling as an alternative theory. I'm not seeing anything which is convincing me of something otherwise than what the state is presenting as evidence. That's my position.
Okay.
That's what you're asking me.
Like
So just going back to
he's
what you
not
did
wrong
actually
because
tweet,
like
is it-
whatever she's coming up with right now, again, like she doesn't really have hard evidence either. Like she's just kind of tinfoil hatting. It's like again, I don't want to completely dismiss the possibility of what she's implying, but like at the same time, she has to reckon with the fact that she doesn't actually have anything concrete to bring to the table on this. So again, just you got a tinfoil hat and that's all you got. Like what are we doing here?
Oh yeah.
Fair to for me to ask questions about that. That's
Is that the
evidence.
only tweet you're going to ask me about?
Well, we're addressing your claim that the evidence is overwhelming, and this is a tweet where you listed what you thought was overwhelming. I think that's fair.
But not
right? I feel like that's fair.
but not exhaustive, just so you know.
And I never said it was
Okay.
exhaustive,
Go
even though
ahead.
you said I did.
Sure, whatever you want.
But yeah, so going back to that, all of that, as you say to me, well, Candace, why are you addressing and making inferences off of the testimony?
No, I never asked you why. You're making inferences. I asked you how, with the inference you made, you got to the conclusion.
Okay, so I would like to know how you got to the conclusion, and I'm just going to throw it right back at you, because
Yeah,
for some
that's
reason
fair.
you permit yourself to do it, and that's what I'm demonstrating, is that you permit yourself to do it, and then you say, when I do it, it's a conspiracy, right?
No.
How are you able to infer off of blurry staircase images that is Tyler Robinson?
Yeah, so in that particular case, what you do is you take that evidence and combine it with other evidence. So it's not just...
What she just asked him is, how do you know this puzzle piece actually goes inside this puzzle? And he's like, well, there's a bunch of other puzzle pieces. There's a bunch of other puzzle pieces that also fit in this here. All I got to do is find all the other ones, and then I can put that one in there, and it'll fit. And if it fits, then I know it fits, you know? And I'm feeling like that's what he's about to say.
That Tyler Robinson is seen in the staircase.
Why are you calling him Tyler Robinson in the staircase? That's what I want to get to.
Yeah, because, I mean, we'll just use this. If you don't agree that that's...
Because he believes it. I know you don't believe it, Candace, but like he believes it. So why are you asking that when he believes it was Tyler Robinson? At least 75 to 80% he believes it was Tyler Robinson. So if he believes it, he's going to say Tyler Robinson.
Tyler Robinson, then you would just have to humor me. I think it is, so I'm using the name.
But why do you think it is? Because you make everybody, you call them conspiracy theories.
Bro, are you kidding me? What the fuck?
VTuber with a jester.
Thank you.
Octopus.
I'm
mommy
furious.
milf
Thank you,
avatar.
Internet Zen.
Oi boss, Dis squigga is giving me an eadache.
Eadache?
Yeah.
Thank
It's
you.
like if he's calling people conspiracy theorists, I mean, it's not inaccurate if there's no solid evidence.
Every time I glance at the video, Candace's body looks tensed up and combative, while Andrew Wilson is very relaxed and open. Debating all those e-whores into oblivion prepared Andrew for this. E-whores are smarter than Candace.
To be honest with you, I don't actually really know a whole lot about his pedigree.
She'll never admit that it's just tinfoiling. And she doesn't understand the difference between an opinion and a claim to be supported by evidence.
Yeah, to be honest, I really don't know a whole much about his pedigree. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I know that he's debated a lot of people before. Somebody in chat brought up, I think it was Young that brought it up, I believe it was Young. You call yourself out in the chat if you're the one that brought it up, and I didn't get it right. But it is very true that, like, if he's debated people before and he has experience in this, she's really never debated people on these kinds of things before. She's used to her audience just like flat agreeing with everything that she says and not pushing back against her, and she can just moderate her chat and not have to read anybody that goes against her. So it's very easy for her to just like say all these things because nobody pushes back. And this is the first time, or I know it's not the first time, but this is one of the first times where she's being put to the wall and said, defend yourself. And what we're getting is a lot of victim mentality and her trying to gish gallop her way through all of it.
Yeah.
Explain to you.
Okay.
So if you're asking for my inference why I think it's Tyler Robinson, because Tyler Robinson said in his text messages, you'll be able to see me on security footage at the campus. Said it in his own messages. On top of that, Twigs, yes, you can pull them up if you want to fact check that. He did say. On
Yeah,
top
I would.
of
I'm
that,
sorry. I actually think I really did miss that. I'm not saying you're wrong. I don't remember him saying you're going to see me in.
I'm paraphrasing.
Can we pull that up?
Yeah,
You may have
I
it.
think
And
that's
by the
not
way,
right.
Twigs himself said that he had some maybe a tiny bit of doubt, but it sure looked like Tyler Robinson inside of this various surveillance footage that he saw.
So Lance, sorry.
Hang on.
Right.
So there's multiple reasons why it is that I believe that that's Tyler Robinson.
I do like, by the way, that she gets mad at him when he gets at her, but she's also like trying to cut him off multiple times as well.
Yeah.
Something that's funny worth bringing up.
Not just because of blurry footage.
Did you have a
It's
dream?
not going to be a debater, man, because like I get so annoyed when I'm like trying to talk to somebody and like they're just constantly trying to talk over me.
Yeah.
And that seems to be all debating is these days. Like whenever I watch a debate or listen to a debate on a podcast or watch a video on YouTube, whatever, like it's just always people just talking over each other. That shit annoys the hell out of me, dude.
Oh yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't debate people
And yet I
because
keep
I'm not
watching them, I don't
smart. Yeah.
I mean, you know what? Two things to be true at the same time in my case as well. So very fair. I feel you on that one. I feel you.
Multitudes of evidences.
Okay, so let's address those multitude of evidences. The first one we're working on a fact check on because I do not ever remember him tweeting. That's me in the staircase. Or
he didn't tweet
texting.
it.
Texting
Yeah.
that's me in the staircase. I think that
I didn't say that. I said I literally didn't. What I said is that he texted over, you'll be able to see me in footage at UVU. And I'm paraphrasing, but that's what he said.
Yeah, could we get a fact check on that?
You
The
can find
second
it.
thing you said was Lance's testimony, and actually what Lance says is I'm not 100%.
I agree.
But in terms of what he wears, again, me pointing out the absurdity, he wears Converses, he wears sneakers. If his boyfriend is not 100%, I'd like to understand why Andrew Wilson is overwhelmed by it. That's what I'm trying to get to. And lastly, I would like to remind you that Lance's statement would not be permitted. This was a huge part of the preliminary hearing, that they were leading. All the questions that were asked of him were leading, so they would be struck down at the actual trial. And also, I would like to remind you that he got use immunity for that. Use immunity.
I understand.
Which means like...
That happens, by the way, all the time in these
and
cases.
I'm wondering why it particularly happened for Lance and this testimony. And I would also like to point out that something that's remarkable about this, again, leaning to my perspective, that Lance has a lot more, which I have said many times, Lance has a lot more involvement than the feds are letting us know. I think more is going to come out. Because they interviewed him on September 11th, and then for whatever reason, just ahead of what was supposed to be slated as the preliminary hearing, which was initially supposed to be in May, they bring him back to do this interview, which in my opinion should have never been allowed. And I actually agree with the defense that it's a violation of his constitutional rights not to allow them to have cross-examined him. But I understand Utah 1102, do what you do, it's all hearsay. But to allow it in that way, for him to just be able to also have use immunity, knowing that he's not going to get in trouble. He could literally get up there and...
I'm thinking about skipping here soon, chat, because I'm kind of getting bored with this point here, and I want to jump over to them yelling at each other again. If I don't pause in about another minute, I'm probably gonna jump ahead a little bit.
About anything, and he's not going to
Yeah,
get in
I was
trouble
just here
because
for the
the
fights,
use immunity
chat.
was given to him in April, I believe. April 28th is when they gave that testimony to the defense. I think they shot it in like April 20th of 2026. That is not compelling to me for somebody who has use immunity to give a testimony and to say, I'm not really sure, but definitely like he wears jeans and stuff.
That's not what he said.
He did. Actually, you can get a fact check on that.
Yeah, that's
Skylar,
not,
I think
he
you
said
pulled
much
it up
more
if you
than
want
that.
to. So
She asks for fact checks a lot, man.
couple things we have. We have Rule 801, Tyler's messages, that says it's not hearsay. But first, go to what Candace is asking about. Skylar, I think you have it. You just text me if you want to pull it up. You said you have the text. If we can put that up on the screen. Thank you.
It was me. Look at the pictures from the surveillance footage. It was me. Okay. I literally said to you, it's not an oof. I said I didn't remember this, and I'm happy to have a fact check on that. Okay. I didn't call for the fact check saying you're wrong. I literally said
Oh no, she was wrong, chat. No.
Don't remember that. From
Well,
the
I'm
text
just saying
messages.
to you, like,
Okay.
I'm trying to be concise
Okay,
for you.
and then also bring the 801 that you just said. What was the other one?
Yep, the 801. Tyler messages saying it's not hearsay, if you have that as well. There you go.
Wait, what are we saying? It's not hearsay. I thought
Statements
you
that
said
are
the
not
messages.
hearsay. A statement that meets the following conditions is not hearsay.
It was hearsay. They said it in the trial.
Hang on.
Okay.
Okay. Is consistent with the declarant's testimony, and the declarant denies having made the statement or has forgotten, or is consistent with the...
Are they still trying to go on what is and is not hearsay? All right, we're gonna jump ahead a little bit. Jump ahead about 4 minutes.
particular day of the hearing that I was responding to.
Okay, this is something you find to be more overwhelming? Let me ask you that question.
Yes,
okay,
that's what I was saying,
okay, go ahead,
yes.
go on. What do you find to be more overwhelming?
Yeah.
Can we do this? Do we want to get into it, or do we want to do a quick ad break?
Oh.
Are you guys good to keep going, or
I'm fine, keep going, but we can
Would you
also...
like-
We're gonna skip past that ad break. We're gonna right there. No ad breaks here.
Okay, so yeah, I used basically three pillars for the totality of the evidence. Okay, so if you want to know exactly what those three pillars are,
That's like the first of like 4 or 5 ad breaks, chat.
this is going to be the testimony with the text messages and the confessions. This is going to be the physical evidence.
Oh my God, she's got milkers.
She literally said, I was right, as the testimony literally proved her wrong. This woman drives me nuts.
Yeah, she drives me nuts too, chat.
And this is going to be the totality of the summary of the case. Okay, so right now we're focusing on one of these pillars in my defense, which is fine. I understand that I have to defend my claims as well. So when we're talking about the messages themselves, they seem totally valid. I have no idea why they wouldn't be valid. And I have not heard any good explanation for why it is that these messages should even be questioned. The defense hasn't questioned them, as far as I'm aware. Nobody has actually questioned that these messages came from Robinson to date, except perhaps you and other people who are kind of in that camp.
Why
Why should I question these exactly?
Akko wants Patrick to starve. No, this is Candace's channel. He's just hosting it. It's Candace that no, not really, but like they're her ads.
I'm not sure.
Okay, so first let's just go over legally what the point is of a probative hearing. The defense is not putting on, they're not there to say or to argue or to defend themselves at all. They have to address what is being presented by the state, okay? So they're not here to then say, let me give you an explanation for these text messages.
Agreed.
The relevant portion of what the defense did do was actually before we got to the preliminary hearing. I had mentioned that it was initially supposed to be scheduled for some time in May. They asked for an extension. That reading through those filings of why they were requesting an extension and why I actually believe their extension should have been granted, because they did not receive discovery on their text messages. That was one of the reasons. There were many reasons why they wanted to have an extension, but this was crucial, right? So forget just the general sense that these messages feel off. And yes, you are allowed to have an intuition. You are allowed to have a sense and just go, this is very weird. We're being told this kid had like above a 4.0, Tyler Robinson. He wanted to get away. I think the text messages almost run head to head with themselves. Like he wanted to get away with it. So he thought the best thing to do would be to text a full confession of what he did, down to what I didn't even remember, saying, yeah, and that's also me in the surveillance footage. It felt a little too on the nose. People have common sense. You just don't text message. But then we're also supposed to believe that he put a note under and burn this and get rid of the evidence. But don't worry about that because I'm about to text you a full confession. That it felt off. It felt weird off the bat. The manner in which they were texting, we're told he's like a gamer who's using a Dremel to carve expressions, catch fascist. But then suddenly he's writing like a 1700
Also, as a Helldivers
novelist.
player, he did actually get the 500K code correct.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm not a gamer, so we'll say that if we start debating that, you'll be way over my head.
But yes,
but my point being is just that.
At least she concedes that she's not a gamer and she has no idea what he's talking about there. Oh my gosh.
Hey, that's more than Anita Sarkeesian did, so fair enough.
A lawyer I was watching looked over the defense documents and said it looks like they're writing things for an appeal because it looks like Tyler's going to jail forever. I thought they were trying to get him on capital punishment. I'm kind of surprised because I thought that because like Utah, Mormon country, one of the few states that allows capital punishment. Last I checked, so I'm kind of surprised at capital punishment. If it's not on the table, I'm kind of surprised, in my personal opinion, because it is on the table in Utah sometimes.
Just first, it's a general sense of why people had a reaction to these messages that seemed like they were written by Jane Austen rather than like a kid who games and writes catch
but do you see how
fastest.
that's intuition?
That is. I just said that. I said just parking aside the intuition of just something feels wrong here, which you should follow your intuition. You should actually do that. If you say the COVID vaccine is running out, feels like it's coming out too fast, and there's too many celebrities telling me to do it, I'd like to take a pause. That's good. That is, you are allowed to do that. I believe in intuition.
But hang on. Let me respond a little bit here because you've been going for a minute. Let me at least respond to a little bit of this. So the first thing is like when people bring up the COVID vaccine, not trusting the COVID vaccine en masse was the science. That wasn't just intuition. That was the science. There was tons of competing science. Now, they tried to suppress it. That's true. But there was tons of competing science for why you shouldn't take a risky mRNA vaccine and mass and things like this.
Kept telling us was
now, when you're talking about intuition, though, when you say trust your intuition, I'm actually giving a different message. You actually should be very wary about trusting just your intuition. It is true that intuition can be useful, but it has to be tempered with logic, reason, explanatory power, and evidence, not just intuition.
That's why we're parking it aside. Intuition's the first step. Something feels off, right? Okay. That was my first.
She's like, yeah, but that's where we're going to park that. We're just going to park that. Why? No! No, we're not going to park that. What?
It's already parked. No, it's too late. Too late.
It's parked for her at the very least. She parked it and left it 10 miles ago. Holy shit.
I'm not saying it's parked well, but I mean, you know.
It's parked in two different spots at an angle.
Again, this is a woman we're referring to. Occo, come on.
Yeah, chat, don't forget to glow. Well, let's not talk about COVID in the chat now, all right?
Step with COVID.
Especially when it comes to COVID. COVID makes you glow. Glow, chat, glow.
I don't like the way it's being pushed. It shouldn't require a celebrity campaign, by the way. Another element of that is why people don't feel good about the Charlie thing. Why do we have so many influencers saying things? It's over. Why are you guys all using the same adjective? Can you switch it up? I'm overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed. Like, chill. Like, you could say, I found some parts compelling. I think this should...
Okay. Okay, hold on.
Go. Like I found some parts compelling. Maybe we should, see at the trial. That would be...
He just can't... Listen. I agree. Some of these influencers that are just coming out and saying some of the same rhetoric, it does feel a little weird and robotic. I can agree with that. But he really just beat her over the head with the whole Fetslap. Because, like, Fetslap is her thing, is her catchphrase. She's like, oh, it's Fetslap. It's Fetslap. That's, like, her whole catchphrase. Like, how about you switch it up, woman?
Wacky.
Oh, excuse me.
Don't you think Fedslop's a buzzword for the counter industry?
But everyone on the same day of watching this trial, which was, I would say, not overwhelming.
I'm surprised that Candace Owens has no response here.
At all. Nobody came in medium, right? No one came in like there were some interesting aspects. This was a little suspect. But I do think it's enough to go to trial. They all came in like they were passing away and we're going to die from being overwhelmed.
Well, they're trusting their intuition.
Okay. Well, actually, in that scenario, they're looking at the preliminary hearing and have a reaction to their intuition. But
he's right, though. Oh, fuck. This man is steamrolling her. I love this freeze frame, though. Great freeze frame. Oh, fuck. This is the face you make when you're like, oh, fuck, I can't believe I'm like I'm an hour into this debate and he hasn't conceded to me and bowed down to me like my chat does.
Like I said, parking aside, just getting to the substance, parking that aside. Parking aside, just your general intuition, some might be second messages. Then we look at the filings, which came from the defense, and they were requesting an extension saying, we have gone to the process.
Thank you.
Octopus mommy MILF avatar.
You should follow your intuition, not in a court of law. You need to support it with actual logic and reason. This is why, Candace, you are a podcaster, not a lawyer.
True. True. Thank you, by the way.
And chat, you should follow your intuition and press the like button on that stream, chat. Come on, let's do it. Also, if you're not subscribed already, hit that subscribe button. Let's go.
Thank you. Okay, I appreciate that.
no problem. Yeah.
And we have requested all of this stuff in discovery. Yes, you are saying that you took Lance's phone, okay, and that you collected his phone on September 11th and that you sent it off or whatever. You took a picture of the text messages, and we are being given these text messages to review. Crucially, Kathy Nestor said I have not even been given access to my client's phone during this hearing. She said I haven't even given access to my client's phone. She can't tell you, as a part of the discovery request, is it's not enough to say to me, Candace, I just got a text message from Candace, and I say I didn't send that text message. Maybe that's what her client's saying. We don't know because we're not at the trial, right? Maybe he didn't send those messages. Could there be someone who logged into his Discord? Could there be someone who logged in to his Apple? George could be sending text messages right now. We are married. He has every login that I have. And remember, he's up for a death sentence. So if I'm able to sow reasonable doubt with common sense,
okay,
he
he's still up
come
for death
during the
sentence.
trial
Good.
when they actually have to address these points, say, I did not write those messages. I was here. Lance, my boyfriend, was logged into my phone, logged into my Apple ID and my iCloud sending messages. I know that we have the capability because my husband does it. He has the capability to send messages from my phone. It is not convincing to the public when, for whatever reason, the FBI combined with the SBI, it was not the prosecution's.
They can track the IP. Yeah, if this is a question that comes up where he's like, oh, I didn't send those text messages, they can track the IP of that. I highly doubt Tyler Robinson is smart enough to use shit to mask his
Obviously,
IP,
Occo is a
but
bad
phone
example
companies can
because
get that
it's a
information really
lost
easily.
cause.
If it was Wednesday, Jazz would be saying to shock Occo. Truly, Jazz is the best hype man.
Very true. Very true. Very true. But it is not Wednesday.
Yeah. Considering you get paid for every
Obviously,
zap,
Occo
I
is a bad
mean,
example because it's a lost cause.
can you hate me for it?
My intuition tells me to give the octopus some dollars and help those yuppies find those
For
dinosaurs.
some reason, the goal was only
Let's
set
go,
for 30
chat.
minutes. I don't know why, because I thought I set it for 3 hours. We're just going to say that you helped the yippies find the dinosaurs. So Candace is wrong. Dinosaurs exist, and yippies found them. I'm pretty sure I took a picture of it one time, but chat, there, Internet Zenmaster did buy me a plushy chicken nugget that was like of a T-Rex, and I just took a picture of the yippee I own on top of that chicken nugget. So the yippies found the dinosaurs. They're chicken nuggets, and they get to, or chicken dinosaurs, and they get to enjoy them. I'll take another picture later and show the yippee conquering the dino nuggie.
They made that clear during that hearing, would not allow them that discovery request to be able to see where did that message come from. Because you're saying my client was here, right? I want to know if that message actually was generated from his iPhone when he was waiting to retrieve his, rifle, hoping that the pooch doesn't have a bad sniffer, like just weird messages. I want to make sure that, yes, it was actually him. He was holding his phone and his boyfriend.
It's also important to note, by the way, this argument is happening before a preliminary hearing is important. Obviously, it's like one of the first things that happens before like actual stuff happens. But like we haven't even gotten to the actual courtroom. This is like as in before the main shit happens meetings. So she's saying a lot of stuff, and it's just like, well, guess what? That's gonna happen in the real trial. This isn't the real trial. This is the before the trial meeting. So the moment that we get to the real trial, I'm betting that if Tyler Robinson has a good lawyer, that this is all questions that will be asked, that will be put in filings, that will be thrown out there. So I don't know why these are things that she's like upset about, because it's not even like the thing to jump into. We're getting there. It's not. This is again just the preliminary hearing. So, it's too early, in my personal opinion, to be having arguments like this, because this isn't even the meeting to have to be upset with, in my personal opinion. I could be wrong, but like, I don't know. If there weren't dinosaurs, we couldn't have dino nuggies. Checkmate, Candace. True.
Didn't just log in to his computer when he was home. Lance was his boyfriend. That is a crucial fact here. That discovery was not met by the time we got to preliminary hearing. So I remain
That doesn't mean that it won't be met eventually. That just means that it wasn't met by the preliminary first hearing. Doesn't mean it won't.
Convinced by these text messages. Just as you feel convinced by them, I feel unconvinced by them.
Okay. So then the idea here is the reason that you don't think that these are valid text messages, and you don't, right?
It has not been proven that these messages are valid, and they don't sound valid to me. I don't think anyone, even if someone was selling like a, I don't know, pot on the corner, would be smarter than to write a full-fledged confession. He even writes, I thought...
Okay. Woman, have you read crazy shooters' manifestos? You're telling me you don't think that shooters tell people why they do the things that they do? Are you serious? How many unfortunate events in the United States have happened in the last decade where fucking crazy schizo individuals write out that they did it and why they did it and like go into extensive detail for it? Are you literally telling me that you don't that you think that that's an insane thing for people to do? Yeah, it's an insane thing for people to do because they're mentally ill. Am I wrong? Like, that's literally what mentally ill people do. They say why they do it all the time.
No, it happens.
Oh, she's retarded.
Ain't gonna fight you on
chat.
that one.
I think, therefore, I am correct, Candace.
I would get away with it, and I was hoping never to tell you until old age, and then we're being told that he wanted to commit suicide, and okay, but he just said he wanted to get away with it, but he's not smart enough to, I don't know, maybe not text.
He's mentally ill, Candace, just like you.
Like it's such a confession like we've never seen. I think this would be like the first time ever somebody has start to finish written an entire, I'm in the surveillance footage, and I'm here, and I'm wearing my Converse. You know, I'm being a little facetious here, but it was a little ridiculous. It didn't pass a sniff test for me.
You have kids. And you love them more than anything.
I do.
If it was the case that you thought that your kid was innocent, wouldn't you be out telling everybody and their brother that you thought that they were innocent? And also, wouldn't you maybe recant and say, hey, he didn't actually confess to me. He didn't actually, none of this happened the way that the state is presenting it. What would have prevented the parents from testifying?
Well, two things I can answer that. And if you watch my show, I keep telling you it's not vibes. So right after the shooting happened.
Oh, you just gotta watch my show. She also does that where she's like, listen, you would have known this already, but you don't watch my show. And it's just like, Candace, I don't want to watch your show. I want to talk to you about it right here, right now. What do you, why?
It was a bad example because it's a lost cause.
Forget the last decade. Try the last 2 to 3 years of the Rainbow Mafia having a mental break and going pew-pew at a, usually Christian, school.
Yeah. She's like, Candace, I don't want to, I don't want to watch your show. I want to talk to you, like, right here, right now. Why do I got to go watch your show to get this information? What the fuck?
Happened. Lance Twiggs, the FBI put him into a safe house they paid for. They went to the parents as well. So Matt Robinson and Amber basically said, your life's at risk. There could be somebody who jumps up and wants to avenge Charlie Kirk.
Thank you, by the way, for the 5.
We're going to watch you. And they went into a federal safe house. What happened next is that they started thinking that the feds were maybe going to, maybe not as honest as they thought. And
how do you know any of that?
You got to watch the show, right?
VTuber with a jester.
Thank you.
You gotta watch my stream, man. You gotta subscribe.
Your rant about the preliminaries, why her conspiracies are harmful, and the reason Andrew pushed for this. He wanted to squash this very rhetoric from spreading further by hitting the origin.
Yeah, no, it's just like, why is it that she is this upset over, again, one of the first meetings that happens in a court proceeding of this measure? Like, there is no, like, obviously, if there's issues with discovery, it will get hammered out before the main trial. This is not the main trial. If this was the main trial, then I'd be a little bit more concerned that certain things were getting done. Then I'd be more concerned that when a lawyer is saying, I don't have this information, I would ask, why don't you have this information? Did you request this information? And then we can get into whether or not the lawyer is a good lawyer or not. But, like, I am very confused and upset that she's doing this, because I know why she's doing it. It's because she knows her audience is stupid. Because unfortunately, some people are dumb. And that's not like to go against anybody in chat or just in general, but some people are dumb and they don't understand how the law works, and she is taking advantage of that, in my personal opinion. So, yeah, I just don't like that she's doing this, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, no, how do you know that?
I had a source within the Robinson family.
You have a source, an anonymous source, of course. So there's no way for us.
That's the other thing that she does. She's like, oh, I just know. And she's like, oh, how do you know? I was like, oh, I have a source. Oh, okay. Can you tell me? Okay. No, I can't tell you the source. Oh, okay.
To verify that what you're saying right now is actually even true.
Do you find it to be reliable hearsay?
No, I don't find it to be reliable at all. It's just a source.
I'm just doing what the prosecution
What you're doing is
did.
a cool story.
It's not cool. Well, you must have hated watching the preliminary hearing.
You're giving us a cool story. You're saying that according to your sources, that the reason that the parents haven't recanted any of this.
Recanted what? They have no statement from the parents.
Wait, I just want to make sure that if it was the case, it was being reported in mainstream media that your father came to you and said, hey, is this you? What's going on here? And then he and one of his buddies took you in where you turned yourself in. You wouldn't go out and be like, no, that's not what happened.
That isn't what happened, though. You're just wrong on this.
Okay, maybe I'm paraphrasing. What am I wrong on?
So what is your, sorry, just so I'm clear, where is your evidence that the parents turned him in?
Well, no, I didn't say that.
You said there's the mainstream media?
I said with a sheriff friend.
Yes.
But the father did confront him.
The father confronted what?
Tyler Robinson.
And where did you learn this? That the Tyler
Well, I mean, that's
confronted
part
him?
of the official documents. Our fact checkers can pull that up. But yes.
But I'm saying, but when you say official documents, do you mean you saw this on CNN or you saw this play out in the hearing?
No, this was one of the things that I went through in fact check pre-debate.
Are you talking about like the charging documents?
I think it was.
Sounds like he did his research.
Documents, but I did. But I do. We can pull them up.
No.
And yes, are you disputing this?
Do we have that in the back to pull it up? 'Cause
I can
know-
already tell you what you're talking about, the charging documents, because this is where we had to figure out where this story came from, because everyone was operating on the assumption that Matt Robinson turned him in. Until we got to the preliminary hearing and we understood, like I said, even for that, when you are charging someone, you can use hearsay. It's all probative, right?
Sure.
Nothing. So they didn't have statements. It's not like Matt Robinson, even though he was interviewed that night. Amber Robinson was interviewed that night by a Fed, separate rooms. Tyler Robinson was interviewed by a Fed. They did not produce statements saying, my son did this. I believe my son did this. But what happened was they did interviews. But also, the crucial person here who you just brought up is Mike Mitchell. Mike Mitchell is the biggest unknown in this entire case. Everyone keeps saying they heard from Mike Mitchell this, they heard from Mike Mitchell that. So when the person wrote up the report that night, and it was Brian Davis who wrote up what became the charging document, he after they transported Tyler Robinson from the Washington Sheriff's County office up to, I think it's Salt Lake City. I think it was 4 a.m. in the morning that they got up there. He then writes the what becomes a charging document. So he's basically saying, we all spoke to a bunch of people and here's the information that we got, right? We've not seen that. So it could have come from Mike Mitchell. Mike Mitchell could be saying,
I don't know how this negates the point, though. Why wouldn't the
negates
parents?
the point because you don't have a statement from the parents.
Yeah,
you are going.
Why wouldn't they just correct the
it's not correcting. That
misinformation?
doesn't negate the point. The point is that we now got the preliminary hearing. If the parents were the ones who said, I'm turning my son in because he's guilty.
I didn't say they turned him in.
I think you're talking about the over. You said it's been the narrative. Everybody's known this. The narrative initially, which I think you agree with, was that, Matt Robinson knew his kid was guilty and turned him into the police station. What actually happened in terms of Sheriff Brooksby, who was present there and gave a press conference, what happened was this Mike Mitchell character.
Okay, how do you know this? Is this going to be one of those source told me? Please, I hope that she says how she got this.
Essentially peer pressured him, and we can get a fact check on this. We can find Sheriff Brooksby's press conference, and he said, they know it's you, and you're going to come in peaceably, or people are going to be banging down your door. He was a undercover cop, which I don't like that. I don't know what he did undercover. It's very hard to find anything about Mike Mitchell, but he worked with them for 20 plus years, the police officers. The reason why Tyler Robinson knew him was because he lived nearby and he was also his Boy Scout leader.
How does this negate that the parents could write this second? And by the way, if you had the evidence, I'm going to address
that point. I'm just saying that your first point, which is that the parents did this.
Yeah.
We don't know that the parents.
I didn't say that they did ever. Never happened.
You're quoting the parents as having said. You said that Matt Robinson said that his kid was, you say involved. I don't want to misquote you.
Confronted him about it.
Confronted him.
Yes.
And I'm telling you that we have not seen any evidence that is true.
We can fact check that.
Okay.
Because we do have evidence.
And I'm saying it's the charging doc, which could have been derived from a statement Mike Mitchell said.
Two things I have ready in the back. One is the charging doc, and the other one is a video of Kathy Nestor saying she hasn't seen Tyler's phone.
Okay, we can run Kathy to go back, and then
first?
just to go backwards to Kathy first in court saying she didn't get her client's phone. Yeah, and then I think we'll go to the. If you're okay with that.
A thing not in dispute. These are all things that are not even disputing.
Okay, so we don't show it.
We never get to the thing that I am disputing.
Well, you were trying to answer when you were coming back in from a break because you were talking about the text messages, something that you felt was concrete. So it was just my rebuttal to you that it's not concrete because they haven't had a chance to actually answer that, and she didn't even get to see your client's phone. So that's effectively, again, the state saying these messages are real. You don't get the discovery on these messages just yet. She will during trial. They will actually
Don't
discover
you think
the messages.
that would make their case fall apart if it was the case that they weren't able to actually pull the data off the text messages? Do you think the prosecution...
Oh, like the stream, chat, like the stream. Let's see if we can get to 100 likes tonight. Holy shit. We have like 50 likes right now. Let's see if we can get to 100 because this is crazy.
Would go to court with fabric.
I might skip ahead again here real soon.
I think we can do it.
I think we can do it too. I think we can do it too.
Text messages.
It's called winners and losers. They may not be fabricated. But by the way, as what they are saying, like I said, if there was somebody logged into his phone, they may not be fabricated. That's the point.
So let's get to the
they just could be somebody else.
The parents fact check.
So I was saying I believe what you're talking about was derived from the charging doc, which was signed off by Brian Davis. Let's see if that's correct.
What?
I am not dressed properly for the occasion here. Hang on one second.
Hmm?
Boop. There we go.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you.
Yippee.
Perfect. Also,
no problem.
I'm going to go ahead and reboot your point you never made, checkmate. Chat, press 1 if you would like to see Minecraft in the background while we are listening to this. And then I guess press 2 if you just want to have this on the main screen. Because I could be doing some Minecraft in the background while we do this. Just let me know.
No,
1 if you want Minecraft. Just in the company server. I'm exploring.
Fun.
Phones aren't real. Records ain't real.
I've been running my Zen list this entire time, actually. So I mean,
no, that's fair. That's fair.
Why not, right?
That's fair. That's fair here. All right. How about some Subway Surfers and soap cutting? No, we're not doing that. All right, give me 1 second, Jazz. I'm gonna hide the screen. We're gonna move you here. We're gonna pop this out. And we're gonna shrink you down because you guys don't need to see all of Candace chat. You just need to. You mostly just need to hear, but like if there's something to point out, I'll point it out. Do this. Failed to log in. Alrighty, I need to relaunch Minecraft in order to get it to go to work. Give me a moment. Chat. While we're doing that, I'm going to jump ahead again about 10 minutes here. And we're going to hopefully get another thing. Because I want to get to the point where they start talking about what, like, because it's like, it takes about almost 2 hours for them to finally jump into, like, her opinions and her beliefs, which I think is really funny. Because that's, like, one of the big contenders for, like, the problems that they all have is, like, what she is saying. Ooh, that's really loud. What she is saying is like harmful to like TPUSA and such. So I want to jump into that, and I want people to listen to that. Also, I'm telling you guys right now, if you came for EDP, I'm probably going to push that to tomorrow. I am sorry in advance. I will remove it from the title. But like this is way more entertaining to me to laugh at. Yeah. I mean, if you really want EDP, if you really, really, really want to move on to that, please make it known. But I don't know. This is pretty entertaining, I guess you could say. And people are enjoying it. So we'll probably do EDP tomorrow. But like this has been pretty entertaining, and I think people have been entertained by it so far. Let's continue.
I think it's fine. There's people who are convinced too. That's never been my problem. My problem is the claims which are external to that.
Okay. I'm not sure I really care if you have a problem with what I think in my own spare time. I don't understand this like lecture that you just gave. But beyond that, what I'm saying is that the state is allowed to use. This is what my problem is. You guys are not like, yeah, you guys think while it's still legal. You can. You are allowed to do that. So, but anyway, going back to you saying I wouldn't have a problem.
What is she on about?
I think I just demonstrated pretty.
I think she's upset because she's trying again. She's doing the whole victim mentality of like, oh, you're saying I can do this or I can't do this. I think she's trying to put down this idea that like he's allowing her to have certain thoughts and opinions, if that makes sense. And that she's trying to push the narrative that he's being a man. He's being a man, and that the man is saying that she's not allowed to have these thoughts and opinions. That's what she is claiming. It feels like she's saying with how it's going. The EDP stuff is just gonna piss me off. I mean, fair. I want to give people the option, because it seems like a lot of people are liking this.
I don't want to be a man about it, or I don't be a misogynist, but it definitely seems PMSing just a little bit here. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just me.
I'm currently on Mike's Harder Lemonade and playing an evil organization game while playing this. I hope that you're enjoying it.
Thoroughly that what you claim that you have a problem with is exactly what the state is engaged in at this stage. So it just doesn't make sense.
That's not the case. In fact,
so if people look and they say I'm looking at the gun and I see and I'm inferring this, and someone else says I'm looking at the gun evidence and I'm inferring that, they're both doing the exact same thing.
They're not.
You're just saying I want to do it for the state.
That's propositionally false.
That is not propositionally
I'll explain
false.
exactly how.
Now she's saying he's a
every
Fed.
Proposition is going to have a true or false conclusion. Period. That's just logic, right? It's a law of excluded middle. All propositions are going to be true or they're going to be false. When we're making inferences, we're making inferences based on propositions. We can actually come to true conclusions with false premises inside of a proposition. In fact, what we're talking about here is not whether or
goat
not
horn. Yes,
you
I have
feel
goat horn.
that you're
Chat.
convinced by this evidence.
But you felt like you were
right.
convinced.
Sure, but here's the thing: when you ask me my reason, Andrew, why are you convinced by this? I can give you my reasons why I'm convinced by it, why it seems reasonable and rational to me to be convinced. You could even say, but Andrew, I'm just not convinced by it. If that was the limitation of your claims, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. That's why I wanted to have the conversation, in fact, was so that we could move into your actual claims that you've made, which transcend the idea of I'm just asking questions.
Before we get into that, your team has one thing they want to show before you go into that. So if you want to pull that up, this is the prosecution filing showing defense.
Can you just say another ad break? Oh, gosh.
They did not. That's not true.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
To date, the state's prosecutors have disclosed all evidence that is presently and reasonably available to them as required under Rule 16, Utah R Criminal, to be more precise, as of April 1st.
Yeah, that was not.
I'll wait for this to go through.
MommaOcco.
Thank you.
First half was him defending his position and her trying to question him. She just rambles. Second half is him challenging her. He's much more active.
Yes, that's why I want to get to the second half, because like he challenges her and it's way more funny because it puts her on an incredible back foot, because he includes clips of things that she has said, And I want people to listen to her try and defend herself. And by defend herself, I mean she'll say, "You're just clipping me out of context." Which is, by the way, the ultimate Hassan lefty defense is you're just clipping me out of context.
That was not 100%. That's why they're caging that by saying what's reasonable. There was an entire, and we can pull this up. Like, we should now play the Kathy Nestor clip because that's from there. So, and they were basically saying you don't need it at this stage, meaning it's not reasonable that you're asking for this when we're going into a hearing that's just going to be based on hearsay and stuff, things of that nature. But of course, by the time the trial comes, you're going to get all the discovery documents.
Show cause.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's what they're saying.
Yeah,
there.
I understand.
Okay. So that's
I'm even fine with it.
Yeah, we all know. And then, by the way, just now that the hearing is over, and you can also fact check this, they now at the end of the preliminary hearing dropped like an insane
give us
amount
Dora
of
rights?
the discovery
No.
stuff they gave to them like the week after. You guys can give me the exact
Dora
amount of
rights
things,
don't
I don't
matter.
know I don't remember how much it was. It was an absurd amount of stuff that they gave to them right after the preliminary hearing that they had been asking for, because that was one of the things
Chat, only Yip lives matter.
I kept saying on my show is, as we were watching that preliminary of the preliminary, why not just give them the stuff now so they can engage in these arguments? Because I feel like you, it's like, I want to hear what they have to say about the text messages. Why can't you just give them what they're asking for so that they can actually engage you? And it didn't happen. So, but the judge ruled that it wasn't necessary at this stage, and that was the whole point of that
because it's
preliminary
a
to the
show cause.
preliminary.
Oh my God,
Would you like to play the cast?
Thank you.
I'm just doing that for the state, Candace. You're also doing it for a state. The state of Palestine. Now pay me my $7,000, Bibi Netanyahu.
Oh, there's a village over there.
I think about it. Is that okay to say? Because
What?
like yippies are like are white, you know, like stark white. Like, is that okay?
Well, I mean, like,
Wait, am I white facing right now?
No. Well, I think that, like, if we want to apply the logic of the Yippie universe, Yippies and Doros are Yippies and Doros are technically both white, or well, they're both majority white. It's a weird thing to say. I'm gonna be honest with you, but like, if you wanna put it in terms of like, yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I lost myself while trying to explain that, so I can't.
Doros
really...
aren't white; they're Italian.
Exactly. But no, if we want to be honest with you, Yippies aren't like, Yippies don't see race. They just see differences in appearance. So they will look at a Doro and say that is not a Yippie. Well, how do they know it's not a Yippie? Because the face is different from a Yippie's face. Because a Yippie is very similar across different breeds. They all have the same derpy ass face, and they all can have different hairstyles, but they all have the same derpy ass face. Doros do not have the same face. They can be very varied in what they... I'm making this up on the spot, by the way, so, you know.
No, you're fine.
So
build the lore up.
And so Yippies are racist because they recognize that Doros are different, and they don't like that because they think that means evil.
Yeah, because they are so varied and individualized. You
Exactly.
know, and something feels very off
Obviously,
about that to a
Occo's a bad
Yippie.
example
So
because
essentially what you
it's
should
a
take
lost
away from
cause.
this chat is not only
I feel compelled
is
to remind
Yip-facing-
everyone Candace got famous for being a lefty back in the day and creating a doxing site for online personalities.
True.
Particularly towards right-wing individuals.
She tries to spin that off of her trying to like do that against kids, which didn't make it much better.
Yeah, that's fucked up. But yeah, just circle back for 1 second, chat. What you should take from this whole conversation is that yip facing is not only okay, but it is also encouraged. So do with that what you will.
Yippies don't see race; they see food. They do, but they also see Doros and say that is not food, so it must be evil. Although I will say that Yippies also see Wigglers, because Wigglers are friendly to Yips, and it's because they both share an appreciation for food. Also, Wigglers eat Brock, and Yippies don't like Brock, so that they accept Wigglers because they do the thing that they cannot, and that is eat the green stuff.
I feel like I have the wrong mental image in my mind right now because I'm thinking of the fucking like caterpillar thing from Mario.
Mm-hmm. No, a Wiggler
no,
is the little dancing guys that tape posts.
Gosh.
Yeah.
God damn. Every time I think of the Wigglers, all I can think of is that fucking...
You think of Wigger Wednesday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, one of the greatest tweets of all time, Chad. I swear to God. But anyway, sorry. Circling back. I went on a tangent there. I apologize.
No, you're good.
Back to the debate.
Back to the debate.
At the video?
Well, he's saying he's not disagreeing, so I don't think we need
there's
to.
There's no disagreement that she said that.
Yeah.
So I guess the disagreements now would move into the evidences that you have stated on the record, which transcend elements of reason.
Why are we
in regards
having
to this
a
case.
transcendental conversation now? Because I mean,
Because
first,
they're all
because
related to
your
this
your
case.
entire thing was about looking at the evidence, which never made sense to me. Again, because all of the evidence that you felt to be overwhelming was hearsay. That was bizarre to me.
You told me that I could take as much time as I
No,
wanted
you
to
can.
question you on
No,
these
but
things.
I'm just asking you just to lay the groundwork of what you're saying is
Because you've
problematic,
made
that
many,
you decide
many
that it trips
claims.
into
I'll
something
explain.
else. And I do still want to hold you for going through, because we've discussed the gun, we've discussed your...
and you can hold me to those things, but I would like to get into the
and we
things
should
that you
discuss
said.
the screwdriver as
So
well.
and I'll explain exactly.
Je
Thank you.
peas are Mensch. Doros are Untermensch. Korsches are Z Ubermensch. This is known. And then there's the squiggas.
Yes. Yeah, I have no idea what you just said there, so I shouldn't be agreeing with it, but I'll just say yes, because you gave me money and I trust you.
Exactly what the groundwork is. When you make claims which pass the idea of I'm just asking questions because the state's evidence is not convincing, I think you have to answer for those claims because they are in regards to this case. You're saying, I have a claim, it is in regards to the assassination of Charlie Kirk, which is what we're talking about, not just the case of Charlie Kirk, it's assassination. You should have to answer for the claims that you've made in regards to the assassination itself. You should, yeah, agreed. So if that's the case, then I would like to finally dive into some of that evidence and dive into it.
Well, just to be clear, and I'm happy to have you talk about, like I said publicly, you want to engage in some conspiracies, but I said I want to make sure that we get to the substance of our debate. The substance of our debate
is the major
is me
substance.
demonstrating that all of the quote unquote evidence that you feel that you have, which demonstrates that Tyler Robinson shot Charlie Kirk.
You don't find convincing. I get it.
It's been invalidated by the testimony that we saw, and in your answer for when I
you haven't
explained to you that he had
invalidated
a
it.
testimony-
Prince was, I don't know. Okay, well there.
Testimony is not evidence until it's supported by fact. Testimony is just testimony until it is supported by fact. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure that's how testimony works. Is testimony is statements said by people, but unless it's supported by fact, it's just hearsay. Last I checked. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Chat. All inferior to the Glorp master race. Sure.
Then there lies my ability to process that.
It's just fine for you
Okay.
to not be convinced up to this point. All of your viewers, everybody watching, nobody's giving.
you're conceding
Nobody's
on
giving a
that.
dispute.
That's
that
not a
all your
concede.
claims-
Okay, how is that conceding by saying you're fine to not agree with the narrative? How is that? Because also, hello, Amal. Welcome. If you don't glow too much, you can jump in here as well. Welcome.
Yo, Amalgamite, what's up?
Are you for the raid?
Fair warning, Amalgamite. I'm in here, so yeah.
I think she's fine with you. Oh, excuse me.
All right. I just feel like giving her the heads up, the warning. You know,
That's
just
fair.
in case.
But it's just
Still
like
black. So
still black. It's just like I love how she's like, oh, so you're conceding. It's like, no, I've maintained that you're allowed to have a difference of opinion. I'm confused right now. Why me saying that is a concession? That makes no sense in my personal opinion. He conceded. He said it. I win. Exactly.
claims ever were just up to now, the evidence that the state's given, I'm just kind of not convinced. That is not what's been happening. What's actually been happening is that you've made tons of claims in regards to this case and in regards to the Kirk assassination, which are far above and beyond, I just doubt, the state's theory.
Okay, yeah, I mean, sure.
those are
I
the
do
things
doubt
that
the state's theory. I also am
I get
welcome
it.
to say what I think. You know, if you want to move into opinions, if you want to talk about Erica Kirk, if you want to talk about Turning Point USA,
I'd like to talk about all
and
of
get
it.
into it, I'm
Yeah.
totally happy to do that. But I just want to say that, like, I do not feel, because I've said what's important to me is that we.
Oh my God!
Thank you.
Milkers.
Her preamble before she gets dunked on by Andrew's offense is such don't hit the face energy.
True.
Exhaust this topic
Mm-hmm.
first of our actual debate claims. I do not feel that you sufficiently have argued that the evidence is overwhelming.
Candace, question for you.
That
What-
Tyler
But I am
Robinson-
sorry you feel that way.
Candace, one question. What evidence do you need to see for you to say Tyler?
Okay, so this is a good question. I do like that. Listen, Patrick Bet Davis has been useless pretty much up to this point, unless he's talking about ad stuff. But like, he's actually asking a good question. So Patrick is saying, Candace, what do you need to see in order to concede and believe that Tyler Robinson is the shooter? That's what he is asking right now. Now, I must ask you, Jazz, because I've seen this already.
Yes.
Do
what's
you
up?
think that she gives a good answer for this?
No.
Okay.
Tyler Robinson killed
Oh,
Charlie
yeah.
Kirk.
That's a great question.
Sorry, was
so
that- was
I
that- was that-
actually expect-
I love how she's like, oh, that's a great question. That's a great question. Oh, you're right, Candace. It is a great question.
in this preliminary hearing, actually, the inverse of what he was saying is true, right? So this is now the time the state is putting on their evidence. That's the purpose of this hearing, right? The state.
She answers the question by not answering the question. To start, she answers by not actually answering the question. That's how this is going to start, chat. So yeah.
Is using hearsay, but they're also putting on their evidence. So I was just expecting some sort of a slam dunk. Like we got him on camera taking the shot. At least we have him clear on camera. You're telling me this guy drove 13 hours all around. Like we can definitely show you a picture that it's going to be beyond a reasonable doubt before we even get to the trial. People are going to see and go, oh crap, like it was really Tyler Robinson. I was expecting to at least see evidence.
I'm going to be honest with you. You're never going to see it. Like, unless there's an absolute fucking slam dunk that hasn't already been leaked to the public, or Candace's sources, quote unquote, that doesn't exist. What's going to happen is, typically what happens, and you know, I kind of learned some of this by watching Better Call Saul. Thank you for the 20, Catullus. I appreciate that.
C_V_Catullus 16 tip $20. Thank you.
Based.
That's a great question. Candace sounds like a clinker right now.
But typically what happens is the public doesn't get all of the information in the offset. What will typically happen is prosecution will put together their case, they'll put together their facts from their side, and if asked, they'll provide things to the defense if they need to, but there'll be a point where they will go to the defense and say, hey, we got this, we think we have got a slam dunk, we think you should make a deal. And if the defense wants to make a deal, they'll make a deal. If they don't want to make a deal, then it moves to trial. So there is a chance we may never see what the prosecution wants, because if they make a deal, there's a chance it just might not come out, and then the guy will die after the court rules him to be guilty. But like, unless it was leaked to the public already, the quote unquote slam dunk that Candace is like talking about does not exist. I think she knows that too, which is another problem. It's just like, people have to realize that court is really weird. Because like there's a lot of procedures and things that have to happen before you can do a lot of stuff. And there's a Trident boy. And so it's just like that's not how this works. You'll get the information, but like there's steps that have to be taken beforehand, and until they're taken, you kind of just gotta wait. So but yeah, it's just like her saying, oh, there has to be a slam dunk. It's just like, okay, so you're going to have to, she's basically going to wait till the end of the case. And my belief is that even if there was a slam dunk, like definitive proof or him admitting it or whatever, she's just going to say that it's all manufactured or that's all fake. I do believe that.
Like admitting that there was like somebody behind him, like he was put up to it somehow?
No, like if Tyler Robinson came out, admitted, yes, I did it, it was me, I don't think it would be good enough for her. I would think she would just say, oh, he was set up, he was a patsy, all this. I think that's legitimately what would happen. Is she would legitimately not concede. Really quickly, thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it on YouTube. Welcome, everybody. I'm playing Minecraft while we're listening to a Black Queen speak right now. I hope you guys are all excited about that. Thank you, Scrunchy. I appreciate that. I don't think I've ever seen you before, but welcome. Welcome. Yeah. Don't get scared. I promise. We're nice here.
Yeah, but it would never go the way she wants to anyway. Because even if like he was about to say it's like actually the one who was really behind it, like then you get like shot in the neck with a dart from somewhere else, you know, like in the movies.
Yeah, I just don't think that she'll ever be happy with it, because I think she has decided on her own that like in order to maintain this facade or maintain what she wants, because I do get. Like, you know, we talk about grifters, and I do legitimately think that she is a grifter. She's grifting off of Charlie Kirk, and it's really disgusting and unfortunate. I also think she's doing it because she had a romantic feeling for him. But because of that, I don't think that...
Wow, that's new.
Yeah. No, she did. She 100% did. The way that she talks about him, the way that she fights for him, I do believe that she had a romantic interest in him. And it only was not pursued because both of them decided to get married to other people. But I do believe that she had romantic interest in him. And so because of that, I do not believe that... I do believe that she's, like, compromised in terms of, her opinions are clouded and her judgment is clouded. But, you know, it is what it is. Anyway, I don't want to, like, go too deep on that tangent. My belief is that she will never be satisfied, basically. Based off of how she acts, I don't believe she will be. That's just me, though.
That, because I had reported early on that the source was saying that Tyler did not step foot on campus.
The source that has never been verified.
campus that day. It is my perspective that he had something to do with something. I do believe he was disposing clothes at this stage, at this phase. I do believe he was disposing clothes. He was involved somehow. I find Lance to be more suspicious, if I'm being honest with you. And also, like I said, the use immunity that was given to Lance by the feds, the fact that the feds didn't ask him any questions, the fact that I spoke with Lance Twiggs' family, and they were like, it's very weird that the feds are not asking him more questions. He's exactly the person that I would imagine to be.
So she's claiming that, I believe Lance is the boyfriend to Tyler Robinson. So she's claiming she talked to the boyfriend of the killer. Excuse me, the alleged killer. Oh, that's cool. It's cool, Minecraft, that you did that. So she's claiming she talked to them. That's a crazy thing to claim that you have been able to do. Now, I don't think it was ever refuted by anybody, but then again, you know, if a crazy woman is saying stuff on the internet and you just don't care to refute it, some people might just ignore it. But like, she is claiming that she has had personal conversation.
Thing is, Tyler did, more or less, admit to doing it. Right before this debate happened, day before I think. And she indeed doesn't believe him.
Yeah. If that's the case, then yeah, she'll never be satisfied. Huh. Interesting. Potent sulfur. How the fuck do I make potent sulfur? By 9 sulfur to make potent sulfur. Interesting. Interesting.
Involved in some stuff. Allegedly, I'll say allegedly. But when we got to the preliminary hearing, there was not a single piece of evidence that I felt was slam dunk. I was waiting for that. A photo. I mean, anything would have made me go, all right, I think this could be the guy. If they had handed over the discovery on the text messages, since that was their big, ta-da, we've got the text messages, that would be the first thing that I would hand over. But actually, who was holding them up, like I said, it wasn't the prosecution. They're right to say we were handing things over, and we heard the defense argue on behalf of the prosecution saying it's not them and it's not the SBI, it's the FBI that's holding on to things. Is the FBI took everything. The FBI took the gun. The FBI took initially the screwdriver. And then when I heard testimony about the things that they found that were suspicious, example being the backpack, that's something that really bothers me. That they say they traced the shooter, they traced the route that he went on, and then there was an abandoned. We know it looks like he's wearing some sort of a backpack. We know that there was an abandoned backpack found at the bus stop in front of a library, and they felt that this should be taken into evidence. They took it. The FBI, this was the testimony of Amanda Baker, I believe her last name is, but you might want to fact check that because I think I'm blending last names. She was the forensics for the FBI. And then she says she gets a call on the 13th. And
chat, this is vanilla Minecraft. The only things that are modded in are things that are client side, such as the minimap and JEI. Otherwise, the world is completely vanilla using the most recent version of Minecraft. The sulfur here is a thing that was in the newest version of Minecraft. So if you're curious, there is no enriched uranium.
Stop testing on this backpack because they find that the backpack actually belongs to somebody on Charlie's team. But if you know the map of the layout of the campus, you're going, well, what the hell are they doing all the way up? This is nowhere near anywhere. And by the way, that's not an acceptable answer for why you just gave it back. That's like, why would you give it back? You're acting like no one's ever been killed by somebody on their team before, right? So I found that to be very strange that it was on the exact route that the alleged gunman ran, and that their excuse was we just gave it back because we heard that this belonged to somebody on Charlie's team. So that to me is, this is why the investigation itself feels underwhelming. When you learn, and this is completely crazy to me, that some of the artifacts that Charlie was wearing were immediately returned to Erica. That's absurd. That is absurd. Everything should be in evidence. When you learn that the car that they carried Charlie in to go to the hospital, they had immediately towed, cleaned, and back up for resale, that's absurd.
Now, these are some details that I do not know if these are details that she herself brought to light, or if these are details that were confirmed by other people. If they were confirmed by other people, then yeah, it is kind of weird that immediately afterwards, a lot of the information she's bringing up, the returning of stuff to the wife, this alleged car that existed that transported Charlie Kirk, if all of this stuff is real, yeah, it's kind of weird, it's kind of sketch, and I would be a little concerned about it too. I don't know, because I haven't followed this very closely, if this is information that she has brought forward because of her quote-unquote source, or if this is information, and this is one of the problems, is that her diluting the pool of where information is coming from. I have no idea if this information is coming from her and her quote-unquote source, or if this is like something that was actually reported on by the news. So, unfortunately, Chad, I can't speak to the efficacy of it, but I can speak to the what ifs. If it is true that this is stuff that was reported on and it actually is part of facts of the case, yeah, I think that's a little weird. I just don't know whether or not it is what she's claiming it is, because it's Candace Owens and that's what she does.
Absurd. That should be sitting in evidence, and any police officer that you speak to will say, or
Thing is, she doesn't know either.
I didn't get my stuff back for years. That had nothing to do with anything. It was just around, and they kept it into evidence until the trial was over, and it has to be approved. I think somebody said by the attorney general has to sign off on giving you those objects back, and we were told this is all fine. And we see, this is just one example, Erica holding the crucifix. That should be in evidence. Irrespective of if you feel bad for her and think she should have have it and it's sweet, that should be in evidence. Immediately paving over the crime scene. This is like the craziest thing ever. This is like defies common sense. You immediately, and when you heard the guy who did it actually go up on a podcast and explain, I got the call. They said it was a paver emergency. I've never in my entire career heard of a paver emergency. They had already had someone come up and dig up the dirt. So by the time he got there on Sunday, the dirt had already been dug up for him to lay down pavers. That is what people are looking at and going, this is weird. There needs to be answers for why this was done. And he tells us the call came from the feds and the governor's office. UVU's washed their hands of it. And what he's saying.
Okay, so if that is true, again, that is weird. But again, this is stuff that, like, I would want to watch myself before I can question it. The problem I have is I can't take her at her word ever because it's Candace Owens. But like, I would want to verify how all of that. There's a lot of this stuff where it's just like, okay, this is interesting to know, and if it's true, it's kind of concerning sounding. But how do you verify that the person that went on this podcast and said all this stuff actually did get that call? How do you verify that? Was any of that shown during this podcast where this guy showed up on? Like, do people verify this? Because like Candace Owens again brought on a very crazy individual who claimed his dad was some kind of serial killer. Like, how do you verify any of this shit that she is saying? She's just spouting a whole bunch of stuff that like sounds concerning, but is it actually like rooted in reality or fact, or is this just shit that she is saying? That's the problem I have, is I can't take any of it as fact. I don't know what's worse, Klaus not wanting to take an L or carbon monoxide not starting the fuck up. My brain can't take it anymore. Oh no, don't run away, please. But oh goodness.
Sounds true, because we heard during the testimony, one person described the regions of who was in control of everything. The feds were in control of the courtyard. So in order for anybody to have paved anything, that was federal territory, so to speak. I'm maybe not using that in the best cop term, but the feds were in control of the courtyard. So these are things that I think should be answered for. Why are we doing things differently than you would in any other criminal scenario of keeping the evidence until we know more, until we're...
From MommaOcco.
Dig up the dirt. Candace does realize feds can transport entire sections of ground to transport to evidence in trays now, right? For a decade at least.
Yeah, I mean, like, if she's worried that they're like covering up the dirt, they can literally just scoop it up and take it with them if they want to. So like, again, this sounds retarded, maybe saying not a legal expert, but like, it could be as simple as them taking sections of the ground with them, and it's just like the paver emergency is, hey, we had to take sections of the ground for this. We need you to put this back so that people can continue to use the walkway or use the campus. So we need you to come pave new ground because we took it. We need this for evidence, and we don't want to like impact people's ability to use it. I mean, like, if that's as simple as it is, okay. Again, I'm not a legal expert. I'm just coming up with this all out of the seat of my ass, but I'm willing to say that. She's not. She's just going to say it was a source that told it to her.
We're confident, the various decoys. I did it. It just doesn't look right.
Okay, so go back to the question. So what would you need to see for you to say
something?
I do like that it took 2 to 3 minutes for him to just say, okay, well, what do you need to see?
I was expecting, here we have him, he took the shot, here it is, and then I'd be like, great, a clear image of him on the staircase. I'm like, that's definitively Tyler Robinson, and he was on campus. We got nothing.
You're never gonna get that.
Got literally nothing but hearsay of people saying.
But you basically get no case.
What?
You basically no case off planet Earth. You get the,
sure.
Oh, we got a picture.
Okay,
Here's him with the murder weapon.
Right.
Here's him taking the shot.
Most of this doesn't take.
I do like how he's like, how Andrew's like, yeah, but you never get this, and she's like, I know, sure, and so it's just like, okay, so you do know that doesn't exist ever then. So it just, it's like, it reinforces that she knows. It's like, oh yeah, I know that doesn't exist. I'm gonna get fried calamari next shock stream. Oh, that's not very nice. It's not very nice of you, chat. I probably deserve it though.
Place on a college campus that has surveillance everywhere.
Yeah,
one clear image of his.
But I don't understand when you're
his
asked,
car plates.
If you're asked the question, what would it take to convince? It'd be the same question be asked to me, Andrew. What would it take to convince you?
Yeah, that's a big.
Thank you.
That's a big dude.
Note, she's saying this with the context that her side is, Tyler is a patsy and the feds and his wife were in on Kirk's dead. How does she get to that conkle from this weirdness? Asterisk not answered.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know.
At the
Thank you for the
oppositional is true,
Patsy.
right? That he's a patsy or something like that. Just good, clear, concise evidence that's been presented.
Dragon
right?
Rage
and is
tipped
being
Thank you.
$6.77. Thank you. HARASSMENT just watched your Val video and she's clearly just inserting herself again into situations that have nothing to do with her, and I don't think she got scammed. I think it's more likely she just didn't read her contract.
It's a possibility. Thank you for the 677. I can't bang you for that because it's the Streamlabs, but thank you. I mean, it's very possible. Tangenting to Bao for a moment. The thing with Bao is she likes to be the center of attention. So whenever somebody else has to take the stick, she has to pick up the stick out of their hands and say, "Oh no, I was also hers. So you guys need to pay attention to me." You know, when you have people like Straub saying, "Why do people hate Bao?" It's just like, well, that's why. That's why I hate Bao. Because she's a bitch. Also, some of the stuff I've seen that she says on her Fansly. Not gonna bring it up, chat, because it's definitely not safe for work. But I will read a small section of this, just so. And this was willingly written on Bao's not safe for work account. All right. So this is definitely gonna get some people wanting to shock me next Wednesday. All right. This is from Bao the Whale. Quote: Your little puppy has been a naughty girl. She peed all over your clean laundry again, and she humped your guest's leg last time they came over. You need to put this bad girl in her place. Unquote.
What the fuck?
Thank you for the 10 jewels. I appreciate that. Yeah. That's why I hate Bao, all right? I don't hate Bao because she's a woman that just wants to show her face. She wants to take a shit all over the concept of being a VTuber after crying and bitching and moaning about VTuber stuff all the while. No, I hate her because she's just a stupid person. I don't like her, and she does shit like that. So, you know, chat shock 'em. Oh no.
Presented that I could go through and link all together to see if there's actually some clear picture of there being a patsy. That's what it would take for me.
Okay,
just a
I don't disagree with that. We haven't heard the defense
just
respond.
a good evidentiary standard, and then of course I would change my mind.
So just to qualify this, so there is a possibility in the next few months that you may come out and say, guys, it's done. Tyler killed him.
Yeah.
So you're saying yesterday.
Yeah.
I think it's very important for the audience here.
Without question.
For you, is there anything that you?
I'm glad that she could at least concede to that.
For you to say, yeah, this guy was a patsy.
Of course, I'm going to always follow evidence.
Perfect.
So my whole thing is just this. It's really important to me. I don't mind people being truth seekers and justice searchers, and the internet has helped solve tons of crimes. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that, right? However, there's also people who, you know, they not only don't solve crimes, but they just come up with conjecture and what's called flooding the zone. You flood the zone with tons and tons of conspiracy-based ideas, and they go nowhere, right? And in fact, they actually take away from legitimate investigation. Now, I'm not even saying anybody here is purposely flooding the zone. That's not even the claim. All I'm saying is that the claims made absent, this is just me not being convinced by the state's evidence. Those become claims, and claims have to be defended. Just like mine have to be defended, yours have to be defended. And that's what we're going to get to now, yeah?
You want to get into it? Would you guys like to take an ad break?
We'll take an ad
break. And then we'll talk. Erica.
All right, let's jump through the ad break.
Ad break. Yeah.
I want to ask you some questions.
Ad break over.
You should join Brigitte Macron's defense team, but you're like, I'm just going to ask questions. Can you answer it?
All right, I got to go back like a minute because now we're getting into the Candace Owens French conspiracies here. This is what I really wanted people to listen to. This was good. This is good shit.
I would like to just reply to that. So just to be clear, we agreed to debate our claims, and then I agreed publicly that I have no issues having a conversation with you about other things that I've discussed that were outside of the court hearing and things like other evidence that's come across our lap and things that we've been speaking about. But I just do want to make it clear to viewers that for whatever reason, you think that you have a right to sort of depose me.
I'm not deposing you. I just want to ask you some questions.
Again, she's becoming the victim again. She's becoming the victim again, where she's like, oh, you feel like you have the right to just ask all these questions of me. And it's just like, this is a debate, woman. You're both debating in the realm of ideas, and you're trying to clear ideas up with each other. You agreed to this. Are you saying that you didn't agree to him coming and asking you questions about your belief? Because he's going to ask her about specific things that she said, because that's, again, part of why they agreed to do the debate. And she's getting mad that he's going to come and ask her questions, challenge her thoughts and ideas on certain things that she has said. And she's like, oh, why are you asking me these questions? Because you agreed to this? Like, that's just so bizarre to me.
Goes, yeah.
Should call you MommaOcco. You're not the first one to suggest that. You'll definitely not be the last. You can call me that if you wish. No.
You literally said that I want to be able to question
this is
you.
a meta conversation.
Right, but okay, so now we're transcending. Okay, let's use a word to use a word that you're saying. But this is what you're doing, right?
Okay.
So this part to me feels like a bit of
am I allowed to ask the questions?
I've already said you can ask questions,
Then
but I
let me
made it
ask
very
them.
clear to you
Yeah.
via email and with you in conversation that we should be speaking. This
Yeah, I
isn't
know,
like
but
you
I
get to
wanna-
sit.
I wanna
If
ask you
if you
some
wanted to
questions.
depose me, you should join.
I'm not
I love it. She's like, listen, we shouldn't be asking each other questions. We should be speaking. I don't like it. Getting to the croissant of it.
Yeah, it does seem a little backwards, a little turned around a bit.
Well, it's just what she's doing because, like, she really doesn't have anything. By the way, did you know that people said that she won this debate and that he lost?
I had not heard that.
Yeah, so her fans
to be
all
fair,
think
this
that she won.
This is my first time even like coming into the knowledge that this debate happened. So to be fair,
that's fair.
I was a little behind on that
that's
from
fair.
the get-go. But yeah, from what I've heard thus far, yeah, no, it's like she's overly aggressive. She seems like she's kind of talking her point around in circles a bit. Like I'm not getting victory from this.
No,
that might just be me, but
I agree with you. I agree.
Okay, I
Macron's
appreciate that. Thank
defense
you.
team, but you're like, I'm just gonna ask questions. Can you answer it? Blah blah. It's like
She
I don't
just
know.
mentioned Macron defense team, so she's now claiming that he is part of the group of people that want her dead.
Oh.
What you're going to ask, I'm going to answer
and if
as
you
I
have
see
issues
fit
with
because
it,
I'm not.
I get it.
Yeah,
I get
okay,
it.
just so we're clear. 'cause
Usually in a debate, if something's not loaded, I'm just direct with
Because
the
you kept
question
saying
with
I'm
the
Joe
answer.
Rogan. They had no evidence. They had no evidence, and now you're like, let's move away from the evidence. Let's talk about transcendentals.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, so direct question, super easy. Was Lance Twiggs DNA on the rifle, as far as you know?
We can't say that for certainty.
As far as you know.
I already answered that in the first part. We can't say that for certainty. I told you the context of which they spoke about those things.
So no, as far as you know.
We can't say that for certainty until we know what other the 5 sets of prints were on.
So that would be no.
Can you not say yes or no, woman? So frustrating, man.
No, as far as you know.
We can't say that for certainty.
You can say no as far as I know for certain.
We can't say that for certainty. Actually,
You can
and
say
just,
that
you
for
know,
certainty.
if your energy here is going to be like you're my dad and you can tell me how to speak or what I'm supposed to say, you're just going to come up against the.
Again, victim mentality, victim mentality. Oh, you're treating me like my dad. I wonder if she has daddy issues. There probably does.
Yeah. I mean, I got room to talk, but yeah.
But it's just like she's just doing the whole It's literally the whole victim thing. It was just like, oh, you're victimizing me. You're victimizing me. You can't ask questions because you're victimizing me. You can't do this. You're treating me like my dad. Oh my gosh, you're doing all these mean things.
Yeah, she's definitely being a little too defensive about this. It's like just face the question
Val
that he's
acting
asking.
like a white girl with doggy needs on Fansly is unsurprising.
I agree. I agree. Thank you for the moaning Hassan Piker. It was great. It was really great.
Oh, was that what that was?
Yes.
God.
It's a wall. I'm
Okay,
familiar with
but-
this debate strategy.
but I am just
yes or no,
telling
yes or no,
you.
yes or no. We're not debating anymore. We're having a conversation. So I already addressed that in the first half of this about why.
No, we're still
there's-
definitely debating. This is still.
No, it's not a debate. Now this is you saying I want to probe
Yeah.
things that sit outside of the evidence. I actually already
That you've
addressed this.
stated.
You asked me.
Uh-huh.
You're not going to go like where you're
Okay.
sitting and I'm on trial. I'm not on trial.
Okay, great.
So
let's
you
talk
can
about
have a conversation
let's
as
talk
we've
about the
agreed
French.
to.
Let's talk about the Foreign Legion.
Sure.
Was the Foreign Legion, do you believe, trying to kill you?
Yes, that's why I reported it to the correct officials in government. That's what I was told, and I handed over that information to Tulsi Gabbard's office.
What's your best piece of evidence for that?
Well, it was
Positive evidence.
It was told to me by somebody who is high up in the French government. I passed off that.
She was told by one random person that she's being targeted by the French government. And that's enough for her to go to the President of the United States of America and Tulsi Gabbard, who I believe is also high up there in the in the government, and say, I'm being targeted by the French government. And she's going to get into how she believes that the government is involved with that because they haven't responded to comment for that. They haven't investigated it. And she believes that because they haven't investigated it, they're somehow culpable in it.
I mean, we've already established that she's got the tinfoil
I'm
hat on.
surprised she didn't plead the fifth, Fauci style, with how much we can't say for certain she does in this half.
Yeah, no, yeah, I agree. I agree.
That information to Tulsi Gabbard's office. I also passed it off to Trump's office, Donald Trump's office. And that's all I can tell you. I wouldn't be able to probe any evidence because I don't have the power to do that. I'm not the federal government. And I would also like to say that this becomes this other piece of what you do, which is when people say, I was told this, and this is the evidence that I have, and I'm willing to have that conversation and write the email to the correct government body that deals with this. Like, I can't hack into Emmanuel Macron's bank accounts and say whether or not.
The Hassan Destiny defense. Talk over your opponent until you win, deny, and never answer yes or no questions.
True. Typical leftist that became a Republican trying to grift her way to the top, and unfortunately it kind of worked for her. But, you know, it is what it is.
The information.
I agree.
But then you go, well, where's your evidence? It's like, well, my evidence is that I reported it. I did the right thing that you're going to do. So if somebody calls and says, hey, Andrew, there's a viable death threat against you, and that person definitively...
Okay, I would say that's kind of evidence. It's evidence that you did something, that you believed that something was bad to the point where you did something. That's not like definitive evidence that makes me want to believe that the Macrons are actually trying to have you killed. That just shows me that you believe that there is a sufficient of enough threat on your life that you should go to the police. That doesn't mean that I or necessarily anybody else needs to cater to or believe that unless we feel like we feel compelled. And typically the only people that feel compelled when that kind of shit happens are the people that are around you and that love you and support you, and the police. Now, typically the police will work on and follow up with things if they feel like they are credible. But most of the time, when you have weird, crazy people like Candace Owens, if she reports on something, the police might look at you and say, okay, I'll put it in a filing cabinet and then I'll never see it again. So there is a real chance that she reported on what she thought was a credible threat. Sure, I can definitely agree to that, but I don't think the police are taking it seriously because it's Candace Owens. That's the problem. You know? Oh. All right, let's continue.
He has the rank to be able to tell you this, and you say, well, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to report that to the feds, and they go, what's your evidence? It's like, well, I got the information, and I gave the information that I got from who I got it to the right body of people. And that's what I did.
Got it. I just want to make sure.
So
I'm not trying to trap you.
Well,
I just want to make sure I got it clear.
And that's why I say I want to know what you're doing now, because this has always been the thing. It's like, we actually can't win on the overwhelming claim, so we're just going to go and bring up everything that I think can try to embarrass her. I reported exactly as I received it.
I'm not trying to embarrass you. I just want to make sure that I get your positions clear.
I have not said... yeah, go ahead.
And now you have stated multiple times.
See, here's the problem. On one hand, I would agree. It's just like, oh, don't embarrass her with stupid shit that she's done. However, it's valid for him. It is okay for him to bring this up. Do you want to know why? Because she intertwined her thinking that she's being killed by French people into the Charlie Kirk case. If she didn't decide to say, oh, Charlie Kirk was murdered by French people, Jewish people, Egyptian airplanes, and his wife, I would say it's kind of uncouth for you to use this kind of against her, the whole French thing, even though it does make her sound insane. And I agree that she does sound insane by doing it. You can kind of leave that to the door. But because she has decided to intertwine that with the rest of everything else that's going on, it's just like, I don't know, man. You're the one that decided to say that French people are somehow involved in this conspiracy to try to have you killed. And so because of that, it's kind of fair game for me to bring up bring this up as a thing, and then also tie it back into other things that you're claiming, you know? So yeah, but like
VTuber with a gesture
she's embarrassing herself by saying these things in the first place.
The CIA definitely have an entire filing cabinet stuffed in a disused bathroom in a basement behind a sign that said, "Beware of leopard," where they put Candace's report.
It's possible. Thank you, I appreciate that. Oh, goodness.
Times that you believe that Israel's involved in the death of Charlie Kirk.
Can you give me...
Yes, we can pull up the clip. I'm sorry, I'm just saying.
Now, this is one of the first times that they will have clips for her, and she'll get upset because he actually... See, this is one of the funny things, is unlike her, he actually did a lot of research before the debate, and he is able to pull up clips of her saying specific things where she's like, "Oh, I didn't say that," and he's like, yes, you did. Here's a clip of you saying exactly just that." So he has actually like done his research and has actually pulled up, actually done the thing, got people to clip it for him, where she is saying certain things, and I don't think she was really happy that he did that, because it showed relatively easily that she backtracks and like constantly has to change her mind on things. It's actually pretty damn funny that he did it, in my personal opinion.
Can I finish the sentence?
Go ahead.
Can you give me the context for what are you talking about? Like when I say, generally speaking, why people think that Israel's involved? Okay, where's your question?
Yeah, do you have any positive evidence whatsoever that Israel killed Charlie Kirk?
Well, I couldn't say Israel was on the ground and shot and killed Charlie Kirk. I would say that there are various things that we're trying to establish, one being a motive. And since I don't believe that Tyler Robinson and his transferee is a convincing motive, because he was fired up about politics, which Lance testified that he never spoke about with him, nor do I believe that he was, so into LGBTQ issues, since Lance testified they never spoke about LGBTQ issues, that he stopped and ate at Chick-fil-A, which if you are into LGBTQ issues, wouldn't be your lunch before you go kill Charlie Kirk for LGBTQ issues, because,
Yeah, but do you have positive evidence?
I'm answering the question as I feel like I want to answer it. Like I said, you don't get two for an
Oh, okay. So she's going to answer it the way that she wants to. Now, I do agree that if you go and eat homophobic chicken after killing somebody, sure, you can probably make the claim that that they might not be as into trans issues. But I know a lot of trans people that also don't care.
Let the woman
Also, it
squirming
could have
and
been like an
skirting
irony thing, right?
accountability
Like a cruel
begin.
irony. It's like this was the chicken that Kirk loved so much. And now it's mine.
His
I don't
final
fucking
meal.
know. Like I imagine like a fucking like an evil like an anime villain moment that happened in this fucking.
Well, it's one of those things where it's just like, oh, he ate at Chick-fil-A. He's obviously innocent. And it's just like, that might fly in Psych or Monk as like a thing to disable like a pre-written narrative that's built by a bunch of show writers in a TV room. But I don't think a lot of people give a shit about that when it comes to brass tacks of like figuring out if whether or not somebody actually murdered a very famous icon in conservative news media.
Yeah, plus it's just a good ass chicken sandwich, man. Like,
Yeah, I'm telling you right now,
it's like, damn, it just tastes really good though.
most trans people don't care about that shit, IRL. If it's a good chicken sandwich, it's a good chicken sandwich. I've seen way more people that are trans or gay or just on the spectrum that like or work at Chick-fil-A than complain about it. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah. It's like, I'll be honest, if I was about to walk into a Popeyes to get a chicken sandwich, right, and I look up and I see this is just a swastika hanging over the door, I would honestly just shrug and just go and get my fucking sandwich. Like, I don't know what to say, man. Like, I got, like, shit, they still got, man, if they still want to work that grill, I don't give a fuck.
Your Honor, my client ate at Chick-fil-A. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm just thinking of that.
Avatar.
I don't remember who
Suddenly,
the fuck it was.
Andrew
It was
Wilson's
some lady who
unexpected
was trying to
compliment
defend,
toward Nux Taku being hilarious on Twitter
God damn
makes
it,
sense.
what's
Probably
what was his
stumbled
name?
on the Blue Jews videos roasting Candace while doing research for this debate.
Probably. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. What was the name of the kid that stabbed the other kid in the neck? The one that stabbed Austin Metcalf. What was his fucking name again?
Oh, I don't remember his name, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, all right. But I just remember there was like one video I saw interview with like a lady who was trying to defend him, talking about, it's like, yes, he had a small folding knife in his bag, but you know what else was in his bag? Cool Ranch Doritos and snacks. Like, what the fuck? That doesn't do with anything. What does that have to do with anything? Come the fuck on. I was watching Shuanhead's video. That's what it was.
Carmelo, yeah, it's Carmelo Anthony.
That's the one. Yeah. Thanks, chat.
Let's continue.
Hour and a half
But the
episode
question I'm
to
asking
tell
is
me.
about positive
I'm
evidence.
telling you that in any case, establishing a motive and and again, I already explained this at the top of the show, but the reason why people find Israel to be an interesting question is because truthfully, Charlie's perspectives were changing on Israel.
Sure.
And he was starting to realize how much pressure was being put on not just our government to constantly fight their wars, but also being put on his organization personally. If people had come out and been honest about that, rather than rabid claiming he never flinched and everybody's lying and this is not true, you would probably have people that just go, that's life. People change their opinions.
I understand.
And then there was the rabid, I mean, not even that, it's like everything was about trying to convince the public how much he liked it.
So
He
then,
loved
other
Israel.
than intuition, how you feel about things, do you have any evidence Israel was involved in killing Charlie Kirk?
I have already said, and if you're watching my show in the context of what I said, this is—
It's got to be on your show. It's got to be on your show. It's on her show.
The general sense of why people think Israel's involved. Nobody has made the claim that Israelis, there were also, obviously
Ian
Joe
Carroll
Kent.
made the claim.
Well, Joe Kent, who I think would have the right to assert it, noted that there were 12 Israeli cell phones on the ground that day. I think most people would like to probe that. Now, it could be maybe they were students, and they were Israeli students in Utah that day. But we'd like to probe that narrative because what we've seen after, coming from the Israeli government, the Israeli prime minister, kind of denying that he did it, which wasn't really necessary, was quite busy. The phone call that happened, which no one wants to discuss, in the Hamptons the week prior, or not the week prior, I think it was around August 5th or 6th that took place. And again, the almost desperate lies about Charlie shifting opinion on Israel lead us to believe that there could be an Israeli angle.
Again, my question is, I guess Chad brought up a good point. It's just like, where is she getting this idea that he changed his opinion? Because some people are telling me that they don't even think he actually changed his opinion. And if he didn't actually change his opinion, that's one thing. Some people say he did. Some people say he didn't. If he did, and she's the only one that knew about it, well, again, it's diluting the pool of information, because at this point, I don't even know where the comment of Charlie Kirk has changed his opinion on Israel would come from. The only person I've heard that come from, spoiler alert, is Candace Owens. She's the only one that I have ever heard espouse that. Everybody else has said that she's wrong on that. So I would need to see like the proof for that outside of just her saying it. You know what I mean?
No, I get you.
In this, but we cannot say for certainty that Israel called the shots and this is how it happened. But it is definitively, I think, a thread that a lot of us would like to see.
There's no
pulled.
positive evidence.
Whatever you want to say, however positive, negative, however you want to say it.
Well, like positive evidence would
have
be
a conversation.
Material evidence and other evidences, which would
what we've
point you
said
to
is on our show is what we said, which is this feels like a conspiracy building. There's no reason to lie about these things, and yet people are lying. BB ain't acting right. The Hamptons thing was weird, and the way they tried to shove the Israel narrative down our throat immediately. I mean, the day he died, posting a picture of him with an American and Israeli AI'd photo on the president's feed doesn't feel right. So.
Do you have any evidence that Erica Kirk or TPUSA participated in the murder of Charlie Kirk?
I've never said they participated in the murder of Charlie Kirk, so how could I say that I have evidence they participated in the murder of Charlie Kirk?
Okay, so then you don't believe that they did?
I never have said that statement, so I'm not going to get you to ask me personal questions about things that I've never said on record.
Okay, fair.
Your team is sending messages in the back saying they have a video they want to play.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't know what the video is.
This video is very killer, by the way. So she has just claimed, I have never said any of that.
Yes, you said that there's a video you want to play that Candace said she has full confidence Israel was involved?
Yep.
Yeah. He said evidence that they killed him. I said this is why people think they're involvement.
So if they have the clip, they can play the clip.
Yeah.
They're referring to a clip.
Yeah. Via who? My guess is Pierre.
Oh my God, she's got milkers.
Insert Chappelle KFC joke. Hey man, I want the 2-piece. You want a biscuit with that? I thought it came with it. What's all this attitude?
Here, I rewound the clip because I want everybody to listen to it in its full context.
My guess is Pierre. Erica. I think that there's a reason Pierre knew that Charlie was dead first. I think there's a reason he was a priority. How? Why? I think France and Israel are involved in Charlie Kirk's assassination. And I'm going to put that out there.
So she has just been... wait for this to go through. She has now been disproven. She has
Joe
said
Kent,
that on the record.
Pro-Iranian Joe Kent? Conspiracy hack with a wife who works for a known anti-West news org, Joe Kent. That Joe Kent Candace? At most, Kirk was getting to be pro-peace, not pro-Palestine.
Again, I'm very little on the understanding of it. The only person I've heard it from that he was becoming less pro-Israel was from her. That's the only person I heard it from, though. But there you go. She's gone on record to say that she believes that it was Israel, that it was Charlie Kirk's wife, and that it was fucking the Frenchies.
There with full confidence.
Okay.
I also involvement.
I understand.
Yeah.
So you think you with full confidence you think that
I think
that
Israel's
France
involved.
and Israel
Yeah, I mean, the person that gave me that thing that I reported said that French Foreign Legion were on the ground that day.
Oh, okay. So now she's going to blame somebody else and say that the person who gave her this information said that X, Y, and Z was involved. So that's why she's saying it. Okay. But what is her source? Her source is she made it the fuck up, obviously, because she'll never tell you who the source is.
And this would be at a professional limitation for me to then go and probe that information that I handed over. I can't do that. I'm not
But
the
you don't
United
have
States
any
government.
positive evidence of
Okay,
that,
okay.
right?
Liz, I don't. Can you just stop? It's actually just like annoying to hear you keep saying positive evidence. I've just asked me what I think, and I just tell you, yes, I think they are
that's
involved.
a claim.
No, I said here's what I think.
I have every right.
That is a claim, by the way. Claiming that she thinks that Israel and France and Charlie Kirk's wife did that. That is a claim that she is making. It's an assertion she is making right there.
About your claim.
Yeah, but
and if there's positive evidence
in
for your
this statement,
claim.
I literally just said I think, and I am allowed to think. And
Yeah,
you
you're
keep
allowed to
saying,
think,
you have
but you're making
positive
a
evidence.
claim.
I have tons of positive evidence that I'm allowed to think. Yes.
I agree. You're allowed to think.
Okay. So,
Nobody's disputing whether or not Candace Owens is allowed to think. What I'm asking is
but
if you have
what's your issue then?
positive
What is your issue with the statement?
evidence.
I think that Israel is involved.
That's not what. That's not just what you said. You said
I did
that
say I
it's with
think.
it's with full confidence.
Yes.
You would think that if you had full
Can you have confidence
confidence
to think when you think?
If I said, for instance, I think I'm going to be late to work, right, with full confidence, I would say my evidence for that is that I'm 20 minutes away and I need to be there in 5.
Andrew,
that's how you would know whether or not you had full
I'm just
confidence.
gonna tell you something.
Hang on, let me finish. If it was the case that I said I have full confidence I'm going to be late to work,
I just love, again, she gets really pissed off when he interrupts her, but like she really, she interrupts him just as badly. It's actually kind of funny to observe.
Again, another thing that annoys me about debates, because there's usually somebody on one side is usually like that.
Mm-hmm. It happens all the time. It's really funny.
I would say my evidence that I'm going to be is that work is 20 minutes away, right, and I have to be there in 5. So I have full confidence. That's why I would think that. So I'm asking, if you think that Israel and France were involved in the assassination of Charlie Kirk, and you say with full confidence, I'm just asking for the evidence, or at least walk me through the mindset of why it is that you could think that with
I actually
evidence.
don't have to walk you through why I think. I can give you something that I think with full confidence. I think with full confidence that you know you lost the substance of this debate.
Oh, no. Shit. No. Listen to this, and then we can go. It's very funny.
I can give you something that I think with full confidence. I think with full confidence that you know you lost the substance of this debate, and now you're moving toward things that I have said that I think, which I can do. I'm
They're
allowed to think
pertinent to this debate.
So now she's going to the, I think you lost this debate, and you're just trying to find other things to distract from the fact that you lost. It's just like, Candace, the debate's not over yet. Come on now. She's literally doing the whole, I won this debate, and you're just trying to mess with me. It's... Oh, sorry, what were you going to say?
No, that's pretty much it. I'm just like a bit floored, to be honest.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. It was great. That was great, man. That is great.
It's not exactly pertinent to this
It's
debate.
100% pertinent.
It's not pertinent because our debate
These are claims
claims
made.
It's pertinent, by the way, because she's the one who added the French in with all of that. So, yes, it is pertinent, Candace. It is very pertinent.
About Charlie Kirk's assassination. That's the complete substance of the debate.
No, actually, would you like to remind him of what our debate claims actually were?
And would you like to remind you said I could ask you about any of these things to my heart's
feel
content?
free, but you do not get to structure how I'm allowed to reply or ask me
I'm
why
not
are you allowed to
structuring how you're
think.
allowed to reply. I'm just asking you direct questions.
I have full confidence that you do not feel that you represented your claim well. And so now what you came
That's
prepared
nice.
to do is to
know.
present yourself like a professor of
I
fallacies.
just want to know.
And to say, you're not allowed to say that. You can't.
You can say whatever you want. Nobody's disputing that. I'm asking.
It seems like you are disputing
I'm asking
it. I think that when this is all said and done, I've already explained to you. I explained at the beginning of this why I think Israel is ultimately going to be proven to have involvement in this. I just explained to you in the middle, and now you're wanting me to structure the sentence or provide evidence.
Going to
you
be
don't
proven.
have to do.
Ultimately.
As a certainty. It will happen.
Mm-hmm.
You're just allowed to think, and I've explained
We
to you.
will find the Jews behind this.
I never thought I'd see someone debating worse than Hassan did against Ethan Klein, but here we are.
No, yeah. This is worse than the Hassan.
Holy shit.
My thought process. I don't
We
need to
may not
structure
know
in the
who's
sense.
behind this yet, but I assure you the Jews will pay.
I.
Oh man.
Oh my gosh, man. You can't do me like that.
Just imagining like a scene where she's like standing at a podium. It's like, I may not have yet gotten to the bottom of who instigated this terrible crime. Jew.
This
And
whole
like just like a
debate
guy like
in
the
a
front
nutshell.
row's got like the wicked hat, the nose, or just a glare at a Jew.
Thank you himself. This whole debate in a nutshell. Andrew, is this a Krusty Krab? Carbon monoxide? No, this is Patrick.
Fuck, I can't.
Thank you.
I am happy to lend my meager comedic genius to these moments.
Did I see the Hunter Tucker interview? No, I did not.
That's good.
Oh, fuck. All right. Well, you can listen. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, fuck.
We can go for about another 15, 20 minutes. Then I got to go to bed because I got work tomorrow.
Same.
So we'll finish it out. We'll continue going through this here. But that's literally what this debate turns into. This debate literally turns into, like, oh, why are you bringing this up? This isn't pertinent to it. And he's like, well, it's pertinent because you're including yourself in part of this because you're including all these other things. And she's not happy that he's bringing up these clips that make her look really bad because she's basically like saying a bunch of potentially defamatory things about people such as Charlie Kirk's wife and a bunch of other organizations and nations of people. So it's just like he's bringing up her words, asking her to defend them, and she's like, well, I don't want to defend my words. I don't need to defend these words because these my audience understands these words, and that's all that matters. It's just like, okay.
If you feel like a professor today, you picked the wrong day.
Don't you think that like tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of people would want to know what Candace Owens' positive evidence for why it is that Israel and France were involved in the most traumatic public assassination of Gen Z's lifetime is?
That's why they watch my podcast.
So you're just going to...
Oh my gosh.
Them? Like, here's why I think that.
Every time we come across any of these discussions, they're watching this in context and they know why I'm saying it. So, for
But
example,
she should actually
when
just
you're
say
bringing
like,
up...
comment, subscribe every time she brings up her fight.
Yeah, no, legitimately. If she did, I would probably respect her just a tiny bit more. But because at the very least, I would feel I would feel like I see the Monopoly man flipping me off a little bit more easily. But like instead, she's just trying to be subtle about it, and it's just like this is bullshit. Like I hate this. I hate this, and I hate you, woman. All right.
Well, Candace, where's your evidence for France doing this? I just told you someone who was high-ranking in the French government, right?
Who's nameless?
Of course.
Of course.
Of course.
Of course.
But
so there's good reason to doubt this.
It's not a conspiracy, though, if I then took it to the federal government. Like, you can't just go out there making a claim to the federal government. You get in trouble for making false statements and things of that nature. So, and then you go, well, I'm going to probe that. Well, how can you probe that? This happened to me.
Ask you, well,
this
that's
is
not
my
what I'm probing
podcast.
specifically.
This is my podcast. I am sharing my life and my experiences and what has happened to me. And you're basically coming in like you're...
See, I love that like this is... I love that she's saying this because she's like saying...
This is my arena, so you should be letting me win,
well,
asshole.
It's even worse than that because what she's basically saying is, listen, this is my life. I'm just talking about my life. Basically trying to infer that...
It's my lived experience, okay? You don't...
Well,
you don't get to tell me.
Again, it's more than that because it basically sounds like she's trying to make it sound less serious than it actually is. She's like, oh, don't worry. Like, I'm not actually trying to, like, defame anybody. It's just my lived experience. It's just, like, my grand tapestry that I'm constructing. It's just like, okay, but you're still defaming people. Like, there's a reason why he's asking you to answer for it. Because you're actively, like, if any of this is not true, you're actively defaming people and could get into a lot of trouble. Like, she is being sued, I'm pretty sure, right now by specific individuals because of certain... I believe so. Could be wrong, but I believe that she's being sued right now because of statements she has said. And if that's the case... Candace Owens, why? I don't know. I'm just like I'm losing my mind. But let's continue.
Gonna regulate how I'm allowed to say it? If
I'm not trying to regulate
anything.
I'm asking
you're
she's doing the victim thing
like
again.
A professor trying to regulate and say, Candace,
you sound very defensive and like you just don't want to answer questions.
And she is
I did
being
answer
very
your question
defensive.
times. I just didn't say it in the way that you wanted me to say it.
You just kind of obfuscate and you run away from it. But I would like for you to actually focus on it.
Let's just go through every clip that you guys have prepared because it's pretty. I think with full confidence.
I love how she gets, again, she's getting really angry that they prepared clips of things that she said, and she's not happy that they are actually pulling up things that she said, because she knows that if they pull up things that she said, it could look potentially damaging to her and her audience when it's put through the lens of a critical thinker. And she's not really happy with that because, like, she's never had to go through that before.
People will recognize the strategy that you're trying to employ. So let's get...
thank you.
Obviously, Occo is a bad example because it's a lost cause.
Wouldn't they want to know about Co's evidence, carbon monoxide? No. She really thinks people are so stupid that they'll actually just trust her.
Some of her fans are that stupid, unfortunately. Not trying to even be mean. That's just legitimate.
Wasn't she providing a live stream of this debate on her own channel?
Yes.
Why is she shilling her show? And yeah, Jazz is right on Candace channeling the black woman, lived experience, stereotype right now.
Yeah.
Is a little bit of that left is still in there, chat, it would seem.
Very true.
It's the next clip you have prepared.
Sure, they can pull up whatever clips
whatever
they want.
it is that you guys have prepared. So
But I would still, on this point, I just want to make sure that you have full confidence that France and Israel were involved in the assassination of Charlie Kirk,
I think
and you have no evidence for it at all that you'll give us.
Well, I already did tell you where it came from. Like I said, I can explain it to you. I can't understand
Did
it
that
for
same
you.
higher up tell you that he was
to...
going to kill, or that France killed Charlie Kirk, or just that you were in danger?
They said that the French Foreign Legion was involved and on the ground that day. I've already said that. You just don't like hearing it.
No, Candace, just out of curiosity,
Yes.
when you pass down that message to a Tulsi or Trump,
Tulsi's office, yes.
Tulsi's office, are you giving them who told you that, or you're just saying, here's what I heard from
And
somebody?
I have this information.
Sure.
And of course, if they wanted to open a file on it, which I thought was quite mysterious, that Trump's office never got back to us. It was kind of weird about maybe that.
Probably because you sound like a psychopath, and they didn't take it seriously. That's probably why.
Maybe they're not the correct office to. I did receive a response from Tulsi Gabbard's office, but I don't think there was ever any investigation into what I said.
So the call was, hey, I've been
Emailed.
told the email.
Yes.
Email was, I've been told
I have
somebody
information, that the French Foreign Legion was on the ground during Charlie's assassination, and that, I mean, it was a lot of information, but
well, you didn't give specifics who it was from.
not in the first email because I figured they would
Perfect.
Yeah.
So she didn't even tell them who. So she's like, I got this information. She's not even going to give away what the information is. No wonder they never replied to you, woman. You're just sending in some random shit. I wouldn't reply to you.
If they do contact you,
100,
are you
yes.
comfortable giving 100% who it is?
I would absolutely give them as much
And
information
can I
as
ask a
possible.
question? If whoever's the U.S. government, why are you not?
Yes, it's very strange to me.
You know, so
Because it's bullshit. That's why.
if that's the case, now they may respond back and say we did. You know, that's their position.
I did.
I'm
That's
not
why I
involved.
did it in writing.
And so I'm glad that's the case
Yes.
because so if they
And
do
right
ask
away in
you,
Trump's office, Margot got right back to me. She said it was on his desk, so he has that. There's no.
and if you do say that and
Mm-hmm.
they contact that individial, obviously you don't have to leak your sources here. Is there enough credibility where that person would be?
I think that she should have to leak her sources if she wants people to believe her, because legitimately, I do not believe she has sources. I legitimately believe that her and her producers are making up and creating stuff for people. Either that or like she's just believing whatever random shit comes into her email. Like, part of me wonders if you could convince her of something if you just email it to her, and like the hope is that it exists. I legitimately think you could convince her that the Earth is flat if you just email her and give her enough like photoshopped AI proof. I sent emails to the White House and they never got back to me. I think they might be ignoring me on purpose. Yeah, something like that.
Willing to talk to them and explain to them exactly what their sources are?
Yes.
Okay. I mean,
It seems reasonable. And so why he's asking me to defend that is like.
I'm not. Never
I
did.
think those are two different things. That's more
Two
something
totally
else.
different
Say,
claims.
why are they not reaching out to you?
I've asked that many times on my podcast.
What do you think about that?
Because you're bullshit. That's why.
The fact that she emailed, she gave it, and nobody
comment,
reached
subscribe,
out to contact the
They
source. that she's
probably
willing
didn't think
to
it was
share.
actionable, is my guess. But even if they did think it was actionable, great. Every lead should be followed up on within the confines of what's rational and reasonable.
Is it fair to say that this is maybe a different?
He
individual
just called her
because this is
crazy,
the person
by
that
the
was
way.
Involved with TPS
we
and had a
don't-
relationship with
Wait,
Charlie?
who?
No, her relationship. Like,
Yeah.
this isn't just anybody. So if an average person sends it, yes.
Yeah, but I mean, we don't know who the source is. We don't know any
But
of
then,
this.
if you were in that department, wouldn't you want to? Even you assign it to one of your
There's
guys
no
to
guarantee
say,
they didn't look into it. How do we know? We don't
How
know.
could they
No,
if
how
they didn't
could they
come
if
get
she didn't give it
the
to them?
information? More of the information, because it
And
was a
by the way,
long file.
Yeah.
This is a separate. This has
Did
got
you
nothing
send
to
them
do
the
with the
guy's
debate.
name?
This is more on.
Well, I sent the email, assuming that's you're saying like you go and you make a report. You think they're going to come back to you and say, hey, what's more information? We're investigating this, and that didn't happen.
Mediator is taking her side. He is, and this is a weak point for Patrick. Is he is basically taking her side, and I mean, like, he is kind of probing and like trying to encourage dialogue. But like, I don't feel like there's any reason why he should be doing this. I'm appreciative that he was like asking questions previously, so I won't be like weird about that. But I just like listen to this. I'm like, I don't know, man. You probably shouldn't be trying to lead her into this here because it's not helping. It's just feeding her. I don't know. It's kind of funny though.
Is what I raised.
No,
I
I'm
found
asking,
that,
did you send the
especially
source
because
of the
this was at
claim?
a time where they were saying that they wanted to explore every possible lead. I even texted Dan Bongino.
But did you-
So actually, it was three offices.
Let me ask
the
one question and then
executive
I'm gonna come to
office,
you.
Dan Bongino, and Tulsi Gabbard's office.
Okay, so a follow up to that is the following: if they contact you to say, is that specifically to the French government or Israel's involvement in the killing of Charlie Kirk?
That wasn't about
Those
Israel.
Those are two separate things.
That wasn't about Israel.
Okay,
It was they were
got it.
saying the French foreign, that person as a part of it was saying that it was the French Foreign Legion that was on the ground that
So
day.
I'm surprised they haven't called you.
Then I find that to be very strange too.
I do as well.
Because who would want to make a report? Like, I mean, I've never made a report with the federal
Let me
government.
ask one question. Let me just ask one question. Let me just ask one question, and I'm going to bring it to you.
Sure.
The question is in regards to, I've not seen that clip, so I'm seeing it now. I'm full confidence. I believe that Israel French was involved. Is that also based on a source that somebody told you that Israel was involved in the assassination of Charlie Kirk, or is that a gut feeling?
So in terms of Israel, I mean, what I've said is what I publicly have said here. I do think that at the end of this, we are going to find that Israel was involved. I do. Now,
Literally what you said, Jazz.
Yeah.
literally what you said. That's
we
amazing.
will find the Jews behind this. I promise you that.
when in terms of any of the hard evidence that's been presented, I think this has been a huge problem that a lot of us have had is that
Holy
they won't even
shit.
explore
Amazing.
anything else that was going on in Charlie's life
It's
personally.
great.
So if we're not
It's too
satisfied that
good.
Tyler Robinson did this in any way, then every alternative theory should be explored. Other evidence should be brought forward. We've done that in our capacity. Like when people keep saying she has no evidence, it's kind of crazy. I think we've broken like more stories than any news source in the world. I mean, down to pictures, details, police officers, what the dog's name was, because we're not the only people that believe there's a conspiracy here. The police officers that
No,
were
this is not my
involved,
camp,
the many
chat.
police
This
sheriff's
is,
offices
the camp nearby.
that were departments that were involved that day all believed there was a
portal.
conspiracy. Down to the U.S. Marshals believed there was a conspiracy. They were my sources at the U.S. Marshals were saying they were basically sent on a wild goose chase that day.
But you see how you say my sources?
Am I not allowed to have sources?
Well,
Like
the
news-
thing
news-
is funny.
So is CNN allowed to have
well,
sources?
hang on. I
but
have
we can't?
sources. If I said I have sources that claim none of that's true. In fact, my sources claim that her sources are lying. My sources claim that there is none of them believe that there's a conspiracy. My sources claim all of them really think that Tyler Robinson was a lone gunman. If I just said that as a hypothetical, wouldn't you say what?
Yeah, I think what probably adds weight is like then when I drop photos of the car that no one was supposed to see, people go, okay, her sources are legit. So, and then when what I say is then proven in court and nobody knew those things, people are recognizing that my sources are legit. When I say Charlie was scared in the last days, and then I dropped the text message, which you've just learned about a couple of weeks ago, of him saying he was leading the pro-Israel cause when everyone was lying about that, then they say, I think Candace's sources are legit. So I think what's happened is I've actually built up a rapport with my audience that it's not vibes and dreams, and that's why they keep watching my content, because like for example, when I just the other day released the content of the shooter on the roof doing the lateral crawl, then they're going, I don't think these are just vibes. It seems like Candace's sources are legit. So I've proven myself in the market.
Yeah, I'm not sure that would legitimize your sources as being legitimate when it comes to the idea that, oh, they all believe that there's a conspiracy going on, which is actually what your claim is now. How
Well,
would that
I was
actually,
just-
hang on, I'm almost done.
Like
How
I
would
was
that,
talking to PVD.
how would that legitimize, well, it's not his debate. How would it legitimize these sources? That even if it's the case that you get some court footage
I mean, he's not wrong.
or some things like this, why would it legitimize that your sources are telling you all the marshals believe it's a conspiracy, all the police believe it's a conspiracy, everybody believes it? How would that legitimize
Well,
any
what
of
I
that?
am saying to you, and you are not forced to believe it. So let me just explain what I was answering here, and I think that you understood what I was saying. Is I have, because people trust me, compiled a lot of information and presented it to the public, and this information has been proven true. We've presented photos, we have presented videos, never before seen stuff. The public has never seen it. And so what that does is your audience goes, okay, when she says that she has these sources, clearly she's telling the truth. Now, whether you would then go, well, I'm going to believe her when she says they don't believe, they think that there's a conspiracy, that's up to you. You cannot watch my content. I'm not here to tell you that you have to watch my content or believe everything I'm saying.
Well, don't you think
But I am-
questioners should get questioned as well?
By who? I'm not committing a crime, am I? By just like saying what
Well,
I
I
think and
mean,
collecting
aren't
evidence?
most of the people you ask questions of not actually
Obviously,
committing
Occo
crimes?
is a
What do you
bad
mean they should
example
answer
because
questions
it's
where?
a
Like, at a
lost
police?
cause.
You thought it was Tyler Robinson, but it was me, Bibi Netanyahu. Candace's delusional reality. It is vibes and dreams. Carbon monoxide.
It is definitely vibes and dreams. You know what? And with that, I feel like we'll close out. We'll close out for the night, chat. I would go much longer, but I have work in about 6 hours, and I'd like to go to bed. No. Yeah, 6 hours. So I'm going to go to bed. Thank you everybody for coming by tonight. I did find that end bit there very funny because she is literally just saying, yeah, so I'm proven right because I'm showing stuff that people haven't seen before. Now, I don't know how much of it is actually proven to be correct, but she has shown some stuff. I personally don't believe a whole lot of it, but you know, I don't know. At the end of the day, here's my whole thing. A lot of the stuff she says just sounds crazy, and the way she goes about it and the way she acts and the way she talks to people is just, it doesn't help her in my personal opinion. And she's on this mentality of the whole world is against me, and that just feeds her delusions even more. I don't know. What do you think? Closing thoughts.
I think she should calm the fuck down.
Yeah.
Just in general. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with the whole thing. Well, it's pretty funny though.
I agree. I agree. All right, chat, where can I send you for this evening? I want to thank everybody that came in, especially everybody. If you super chatted, if you gave comment or, you know, whatever, I deeply am appreciative of everybody. You guys are amazing. Thank you for coming by tonight. We didn't get to the EDP stuff, but we'll try and get to it tomorrow. If there's more fun stuff, maybe we won't, but we'll try and get to it tomorrow. Ryan's streaming tonight, and
oh, cool.
We like raiding.
What are they playing?
He's playing games. That's what he's doing.
Oh, it's just him, not the others.
Yeah, I think Kamizu is in there as well, so I'll send you guys. We love raiding company peeps, chat. So I'll send you to Ryan. He is playing Shape of Dreams. I have no idea what that is.
The name sounds vaguely familiar.
Chat, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace and love. Wish me luck at work tomorrow because I'm already tired.